only hit me, I'm a hustler. The one thing on my mind and I don't mean to stop.
Gotta get to the top, we ain't play. Always win, never flop, cause we're on the right track. No one's waiting us around, we don't look back. We just close our eyes whenever there's a red flag. Full acceleration, something that we play tag. Yeah, play tag.
Tracks, I'm loving it. Riding day and night, yeah, we've been killing it. Gotta stay at the top, keep on winning. Pumping season's alright.
We're on the right track. Going 20 miles per hour, we don't look back. We just close our eyes whenever there's a red flag. Full acceleration, full thing when we play tag. Yeah, when we play We're on the right track, going 20 miles per hour, we don't look back. We just close our eyes whenever there's a red flag. Full acceleration, full speed when we play tag, when we play tag.
This is iRacing.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the home of North American off-road short course racing, Crandon International Raceway in Wisconsin. Welcome back to our qualifiers, our preliminaries for our Crandon Championship. My name is Keenan Kuzin. Welcome back. We have another exciting day of racing for you to see who makes it into the Super Sessions on Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening. And now You've invaded my space.
I did. I'm sorry.
They set me up in here. I thought it'd be left alone all week.
You know what? I was like, it isn't fair to leave one Canadian alone.
That's true.
When you could have two Canadians.
That's true. We somehow have two of us behind enemy lines here.
Yeah, exactly. It's okay. We'll slowly invade the iRacing headquarters.
One by one.
Yeah.
Pasoko's next.
Where are you, Evan?
I don't know, watching monster trucks or something. Yeah, we have a pretty similar to what we had yesterday. So you didn't watch. You were probably traveling or something.
Yeah, I was traveling
yesterday. So if you've never watched off-road trucks before, it's kind of like the Coke series, except for everybody hits each other all the time, and they're kind of just all cool with it.
So it's kind of like the Coke series.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like the Coke series.
Pretty much, a lot faster. They start 10 wide.
Okay.
And they all go to a corner that's about this big.
Yeah.
So if that sounds like a disaster.
A real bottleneck there.
We got that today too. Obviously, we're going to go back into World of Outlaws and get some more of that preview of that new game and some more Exo Cross stuff. We've got a pretty jam-packed show again today.
Firstly, I've been hearing you've been holding down the fort quite well. It's very weird being like the Alan and Blake in this scenario because, like, you know, with Countdown, I'm usually like, hey, welcome. And like, then I look to you and I like ask questions. But you're doing just an awesome job hosting.
Yeah.
And it's been just like for me to like be here with you just very quickly.
It's a total role reversal from where we started too.
Yes.
So for fun lore fact is that's where we met, was on a show, an iRacing show in a studio a couple years ago in Toronto. It was your first time doing anything sim racing.
Yeah.
And it was my first time doing like professional hosting and commentating. So we both had a lot to learn that weekend.
Yeah.
I think we both kind of come a long way at this point.
We did, and who knew that would lead us full circle here? You know?
Yeah, no kidding. Especially in the same place, in the same venue.
Yeah.
And
With the same iRacing team behind production.
Still gotta
and
listen
like,
to Drew. Yeah.
I know we got. But you know what? The team has been so supportive, and especially like looking back to where I started my sim racing journey with this team to now, they've been good. We throw a lot of flack to them, but it's all in fun and games. Fun and games, right?
Yeah. Trust me, we get it back in spades too.
Yeah.
I'm staying at his house. Whatever. You can't get away from it.
Yeah, but it's been awesome, and now being a part of Countdown to Green and the NASCAR iRacing Coca-Cola series, Coca-Cola iRacing series, has just been so great to learn more about sim racing. First, at that event that we met, I was like, oh, there's lots of feet that are out in when drivers are racing in the sim. Lots like to go barefoot. That's a little behind the scenes action, which I was just kind of like, I didn't know if that would feel comfortable to most, but apparently very common.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing like keyboard and mouse, right? You see
Yeah.
some people do the weird like half vertical thing,
Yeah.
and then like some people like the big mouses and small mouses. There is a ton of overlap between traditional esports and sim racing. There's some stuff that's totally different, and
Yeah.
there's some stuff that's very similar. Doing stuff with DreamHack and over there too.
I know you've been killing it.
Yeah, thanks. You too, honestly. To see where you started and kind of you had all the hosting experience, but like I got to learn this whole new thing now, and you fit right in. Like you said earlier before we jumped in, it's like you speed ran the whole. I'm going to learn about racing, and now you're hosting NASCAR shows.
Aw, you're too nice. You're too nice. But a large part of that and feeling comfortable is obviously being with the team and the community and being so welcomed by the community as well. But I'm excited for today.
Yeah, so there's a lot different. So what's happening today is what iRacing traditionally does is a 12-week schedule, and then you'll have your change or whatever. So what we're doing this week is we condense all of that into about 4 days.
Yeah.
So the top 20 in points on Friday night will make the super sessions on Saturday, and that is your championship race to determine who wins and who doesn't. Especially today too, we have 2 races, a sprint and a feature. The feature is 10 laps, the sprint is 6, and then there's a lot of off-road specific stuff that you're gonna get to see for the first time today, and it's a treat that you're probably at. Like, this is the Daytona for off-road racing.
Yeah.
So again, Land Rush starts. That is one of the wildest things in motorsport, period.
Yeah.
And it's dirt racing, and again, it kind of agree, like, we're going to bump into each other a little bit, move each other out of the way, and there's no bad blood. That's just kind of how dirt racing is.
Would you say, because one thing I like about just the sim and watching it, whether you're familiar with the real life series that happen or not, it's a great entry point just because it's like pure entertainment. So you mentioned like maybe people bumping into each other, crashes, but like what else is exciting about truck racing?
I mean, you have trucks in the air.
Yeah.
You know, there's jumping is just part of it. What I like about the community too is there is a lot of real life drivers that participate in the real life series. Our last year's winner, who won our super session, as you see our graphic on the screen. So we're obviously streaming today. Tomorrow you're just getting spoiled. We're doing the morning and the evening show, so we'll have maybe to see some of those drivers tomorrow night with our last chance to try to qualify in the super sessions. Last year's winner, Connor Berry, may not race this year because he's at Crandon. Racing in
That's
Point
awesome.
Two Lights. Yeah, like there's a reason he's usually towards the front of the field. Yesterday's winner, Crystal King, she's from a motocross background. So with the Coke series, you have a lot of drivers who are affiliated with the real teams, which is awesome. Yeah. But I like the off-road scene because it's a lot more tighter knit, and you just have real life drivers. They're like, yeah, I got nothing to do. I'll go jump into trucks. It's fine.
I got nothing to do. I'll just race.
Well,
You know, like that's what everyone thinks.
So again, we have our race, this starting off our show today, and then we're into some World of Outlaws stuff. Really stoked to get into that again. That is very, very hot off the presses with World of Outlaws 24. And speaking of dirt racing, that's more the oval side, so a bit of mix of both. We're going to get into some Exo Cross as well. That's one of our new console games. I've been playing it a ton. It's been a blast. And yeah, so to get into the vehicle. So this is the Lucas Oil Off-Road Pro 4 truck. 4-wheel drive. 900 horsepower, so very similar engines and output to what you would see in NASCAR Cup car. Big suspension travel, really, and they're made to hit. You're going to see bumpers and fenders fly off, and they're ready to take that. That's kind of just part of the sport.
That sounds like it hurts. Like, every time I see, like, any crashes in the NASCAR series, I'm just kind of like, oh.
It's not pleasant.
No.
It's not a pleasant experience.
No, it isn't, but I'm glad that these trucks are made for it.
Yeah, they're all built for it. Again, like especially today, I think you're going to see fenders and stuff fly off. And we talked about it a little bit earlier. This is basically the Daytona of off-road racing. This is, in North America at least, the place to be for short course racing. You have Potawatomi turn 1, so you're going to have that big land rush start, and it's a really tight, in terms of radius, long. You see it there. Turn 1. They'll all try to funnel
Handling
in there.
that first turn is going to be, I think, a huge...
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Let's have some hope out there.
I mean, they did pretty well yesterday. We saw some issues in Calamity Corner, which goes into the traditional start-finish. And there's a lot of street circuit-esque style walls and concrete walls. So if you try to go in a little bit too tight, you'll just ping off the wall. We ended up seeing a huge pileup in turn 1 yesterday on lap 1. So we'll see how they get on today. We'll see if we see any repeats drivers who are still trying to move up their ranks to get into that top 20. But yeah, like I said, this is the place to race, whether it's in real life or on the sim in short course racing.
So based on what you saw yesterday, are there any standouts or like anything in particular that you think drivers have to kind of course correct?
So the truck has been changing a lot, especially within the last year since we did Crandon last year. I was actually privileged enough to make that race last year and race in it. There's Cowboy Corner is the tightest hairpin on the track. It's very banked as well, so instead of doing a traditional racing line where you're running on top of the bottom, it's almost like a V. Yeah. That's why yesterday Crystal King did so well. She's always been a solid mid-pack driver. She's got her pro license from the last time we did pro license on the dirt road side, and it seems like she's trying to find that extra 1% to get her towards the front of the field. And she had a rough start Tuesday night and then swept it yesterday, kind of uncontested. So
she's kind of on that confidence boost to go into this
she's
race.
Been there. She's just needed that last little bit. Like I've raced with her before as well in Racecraft Pro 2s. It's the same thing as this, just rear-wheel drive. As we get into some qualifying here, you're going to see them take this really wide arc and then cut in and straight line the exit to the first part of these two jumps. Again, there's that wall on your left-hand side. Really easy to tap that, and then you're going to see the bank on the right side here too. They're almost brushing that with your front bumper.
And
nice.
Here we go. This is the...
So again, same thing here. They're not as traditional of a racing line. Because you're on the dirt, you kind of want to have your wheels pointed as straight as you possibly can and fire out of the corner. This is Cowboy hairpin right here. So you see they dive in really fast, go all the way to the top of the corner, and then straight line on the exit.
Yeah, that's going to be a little bit of, I think, a hassle for some of these drivers. That turn right there.
Yeah, especially because there's not a whole lot of real passing opportunities on this track.
So then how do you manage that if there's not a lot of passing opportunities?
Violence.
Shove them out
Violence.
of the way.
I mean, there's ways to do it. Obviously, it's kind of very similar to what I would say the Coke series is if you're going to move somebody out of the way, you better hope you can get away before the next corner.
Okay.
And it's not necessarily part of the rules per se, but there's kind of an unspoken, well, if you bump me like a truck length out of the way, good. If you send me out 4 truck lengths, me and you now have a problem. So it's kind of managing that, and it's not really long races, 6 laps, 10 laps. It's about a minute 17, 16 around Crandon. So you can choose your points. It's basically just being smart in how you treat other people. You can pass clean, and it is doable, but it's lot more difficult. You kind of have to set it up through 3 corners ahead of time.
Well, I feel like a huge part of that, because there isn't a lot of time there. It's like every second, every move counts, and it's handling those bumps and pushes along the way as well. Absolutely.
Especially here, going into the Ponzi turn here, very long left-hander. You'll see 2 different kinds of lines here. I think this is Oliver Golding, who raced yesterday, our P2 from yesterday, runs up towards the wall. As the track wears in, it's going to have a lot less grip in certain places, so you will see trucks move around. Speaking of some rough racing, this was the recap from yesterday. So again, Crystal King getting the whole shot. She's ended up taking the win, but unfortunately for some drivers, really didn't quite go their way. Again, Oliver trying to give Crystal some trouble, but she kind of set sail. There's Terry. Did not go well for our friend Terry yesterday.
No.
Yeah, it did not go well for Terry, former Pro Series driver. Unfortunately, it's all it takes. As you said, one mistake, it's really, really hard to make up 2 or 3 seconds when you've only got 6 or 10 laps to go.
Well, I mean, you can't even make up 2 or 3 seconds after some of those crashes, and just being caught up in the tail end of that as well. I feel like it's just probably really disappointing to some drivers that find themselves in that position.
And you don't have a lot of time. Again, these are all qualifiers.
Yeah.
The better you finish in the higher strength of field races, the better chance you have of making the super session. So if you're starting, especially because it's 10 wide, if you don't get the best start, you could be, we saw it yesterday with, I believe it was the 12th driver, Tyler Shattuck didn't get a qualifying time in the sprint race. Just got caught up in other people's mistakes and other people's arguments and was out of the top 10. Ended up getting a good solid finish in the feature race. But yeah, it's very, you don't have time to wait around in off-road racing, which kind of makes it really entertaining to watch.
Well, yeah, and I think there's just so many risks as well to off-road, like handling those jumps. Like you just take a jump the wrong way and you land it or don't. That could make or break everything.
So again, this is our second race here on this Thursday. I'm used to waking up at 4 p.m. Is it afternoon? Can I say it's afternoon now?
We're not quite afternoon yet. Let me check.
I'm a gamer first,
not,
sim racer second.
we're not quite afternoon yet.
This is the most I've seen the sun in months.
Yeah. We actually had to put some curtains up just to
very
help
kind
you
of the
out.
iRacing staff, so the vampire doesn't feel out of place.
Exactly.
But I think we're just getting into the tail end of qualifying here. Again, qualifying not, it's weird. Mm-hmm. Not every position matters technically, because you are 10 wide, so the difference between 4th and 8th is kind of, you're in the blender.
Okay.
Nothing you can really do. If you're 1st, 2nd, 3rd, you're on the right side of the land rush start, so you're closer towards the inside. It's also a lot smoother. There's no big jumps there, big bumps. You'll see that on the start. If you're on the back row, you're go ahead, gentlemen.
Go ahead. Yeah, you're already giving them the race.
Yeah, if you don't make, because that's where I was last year. I didn't have the pace to be on that front row, so I was on the second row, just kind of letting everybody make their own mistakes and kind of getting up to their own trouble.
Yeah.
And regularly, you'll see drivers starting 16th, 18th. By the end of the first lap, they're 6th, 5th.
Yeah.
Just, it's crazy. Crazy first laps here.
So what I'm hearing for truck driving, you got to have the aggression as well when you're heading into these races.
Yeah, confidence is key. And speaking of confidence, Oliver Golding being able to put it on the pole. So he's going to start all the way to the inside. Right next to him, Tyler Shattuck making up for yesterday. He's trying to get himself into the Super Sessions. Cody Vanderveer, a driver who used to be, has been coming up the ranks in off-road, has finally found that 1%. He's up there as well. Some names that you might recognize from yesterday on there as well. They have a monitor for me. This is way easier to see here. Oh, you got Quinton DeLomo. He's your #1 truck. Me and him had a little running in last year, so it's good to see him out. Wasn't sure if we'd see Quinton coming from more of a rallycross background. It's the same, but not quite.
Yeah.
Rallycross being mixed surface and actually closer quarters racing, if you could believe it. So.
I don't think I would want to be closer than this.
So a lot does carry over from the rallycross world, but he's picked it up like pretty quick, and he was very, very competitive last year. We'll see if he can make it work here as we are getting ready to start our sprint race, our first of 2 races here in the Thursday Crandon Championship qualifiers. I think we might have our whole grid on the track.
We're going to see how they handle this one.
And engines are revving, and we are green here for the first of 2 races this afternoon from Crandon International Raceway. We're going to see if Tyler Shattuck and Oliver Golding can keep to the inside. They're 3 wide, not giving each other too much room, and they are way fanning out behind them. And it looks like everybody survives Potawatomi turn except for one truck that's backwards up there, barrel rolling. Again, we've got a feature race for them to make up for it, but that is not a good start to their afternoon.
Oh, not a good start at all. And I feel like right before a race starts, like, you got to think what's going on in these drivers' head. Like, what are they thinking when they're hitting right before they hit that pedal to go? And it's just like, to then just so easily be in a wreck like that off the top, not good.
Sideways across the line there, and they're still fighting. Again, this first lap is so crucial before they kind of start getting single file. Oliver Golding ended up getting the whole shot. He's still out in front, but this mid-pack of the field is where you're going to want to keep an eye on. Again, Cowboy Corner coming up, but we still have this big, long back straightaway to get there, diving down into the bank corner while the dirt is still allowing it. And here we go. About 110 miles an hour coming down this back straightaway and 900 horsepower. Can we keep it clean? Again, this is his bank corner. You drop one tire on the top of that bank, though, it is game over. Maybe a little bit of a kerfuffle behind, but it seems like they've kind of settled down here towards the front. Nice and smooth on the inside line there. Very settled. We saw a lot more mid-pack fighting yesterday in our first race. It seems like a lot of these drivers have kind of understood the assignment of we just need to bank points. We need to make those super sessions, which makes total sense. You see everybody up towards the front like, all right, we're where we want to be. Let's all hang out. And then everyone towards the back is the ones that are fighting pretty hard. We'll be able to see if anyone from that early accident can recover in that feature race. But let's take a look at what happened. And it's just a result of off-road racing, that 10-wide start. And coming into Potawatomi turn, you got one bumper to one, and then the overcorrection, and there you go.
There you go, yeah. It was just following it too close with that car right there, with that truck right there.
That's another thing, too. There are some fenders, but once you start bumping tires, too, that is when you're going to start seeing some up and overs. It is nothing. Oh! Oliver Golding going a little bit wide there. Again, you go to the top of that hairpin, you're going to hit the flat part and really get a bad exit. I thought maybe, I believe that's Tyler Shattuck in second place going for the move there. Again, it looks like he's not in passing range, but when you have fenders and you're not afraid to use them, it's you can come from way far back if you. It just depends on how you want to treat the car in front.
It's so different than the Coke Series, because it's like usually people are being more defensive at this point. Just
you got a long race.
Yeah, you got a long race ahead of you, right? So it's like this is very, very different to see like the aggression starting to come out. If they're really sticking to it.
Yeah, it's almost exact opposite. You see as many moves early on as possible, especially when they start falling into their rhythm. And the track starts to wear in a little bit. It will reset for the feature, so they'll get new dirt. But when the track starts to wear in, moves that would work early. So commonly you'll see here, a truck will go a little bit wider and go for a straighter exit, try to build some speed on this back straight. When the track starts to wear in and it gets greasier, that doesn't work as well.
Yeah.
So the earlier you can get some moves done, the earlier you can make some overtakes. And if you're confident in your own speed, it's aggression with purpose.
And with Crandon specifically, when the track starts to wear, is it still that first corner that's probably going to be the most dangerous?
Yeah, I think the first corner is where it starts, but a lot of times drivers will go into this race going, hey, we all don't want to die in Potawatomi, and then they make it and go, cool, now we can start racing, and then the crashes happen. We saw the exact same thing yesterday with Terry Miller, but we have one driver up on the berm being able to keep it. We saw that yesterday as well, actually with, I believe, Oliver Golding getting pushed wide. And there are track limits, air quotes, but dirt trucks made for dirt, so you're driving from dirt to slightly greener dirt. So they can recover and pull back on the track. It's not the end of the world, but you lose a ton of time.
Yeah, and I feel like the key to that as well is just trying to make sure that your back wheels are completely over in the green, right? Like they could be touching a little, maybe halfway, but not completely over.
Depends on the corner too. It's not quite as cut and dry. Again, I've mentioned it a couple times on Cowboy. There's the bank and then the flat part at the top.
Yeah.
So if one of the tires goes over, the truck doesn't compress and push off the corner. But we'll see. We can hold it here. Taking a look. Again, the fender's missing. That doesn't mean anything in off-road racing. And it looks like they're going to stay nose to tail for now. Maybe close just a little bit more. Again, they have a couple laps left to get this done. And the feature race. This is going to set the grid for the feature race. There's no other qualifying. So wherever you finish here is where you start in that feature race. Again, if you're in the middle of the pack, maybe playing the start, as we get a little bit of bumper action there mid-air. 14 truck taking a hit from the 3.
Yeah.
And that is Cody Vanderveer. Cody Vanderveer not getting the best start. Again, he started 3rd place back there in the mix, in the blender, as I like to call it, because again, it usually settles down towards the front. Everybody at the back's already gotten into issues, and everybody in the middle is still fighting for that. If you're watching this race right now and going, wow, this looks like a barrel of fun, I can't wait to get involved, absolutely go to iRacing.com right now. Get your subscription. Get on the Pro 4 trucks. It's only a D-Class license to run Pro 4 fix, and you need to be D4.0 to jump into the Crandon Championship. So maybe you're not racing with us this year, but the Pro 4 fix and the Pro 4 Open this week have been busy for everyone getting ready and getting some driving time in. So this looks like fun to you. Go ahead and jump on iRacing.com right now and join us out there on the dirt.
Give it a try, you know?
It's
Work
a
your way
really
up.
underrated discipline of the sim, too. And the community is very tight-knit. I said it was very family yesterday. When I started streaming this, I had pro drivers that you would think would be very tight with their secrets. They were in, oh, try this. Oh, I'm going to send you a setup. No questions asked. Just we're stoked that more people are getting into the discipline, into what they love to do. Side by side right there, going for the crossover move. Going to see if he can pull it off before we get to the wall. That is just going to make Cody Vanderveer's day worse as he dropped back one spot, but he gets the crossover again, going into gravel pit. Side by side.
I was nervous there for a second. I was like,
oh, it's not over yet. Until he gets clear and like half a truck length, they are going to keep swapping positions, and they are still side by side going into Calamity Corner. Believe that is Cody Vanderveer trying to hold the inside. He dives it on in there, but he's going to push a little bit wide. 14's not having it. Gives him a little bit of a nudge, but I think that is Cody Vanderveer successfully defending his position. Put some respect on his name. It's Jonathan Berhouet, too, who had an abysmal day yesterday. He's getting caught up in wrecks, so much better start for him. But he's got Cody Vanderveer, who, again, has been coming up the off-road ranks and is, especially in the last 6 months, really stepped his game up. So I would be nice to see him more towards the front, but land rush start, going to land rush start, I think.
And they know that they're just coming to the end of this final lap for the sprint race.
Yeah, you're kind of running out of time here.
Yeah.
And again, with these 2-3 truck gaps, if they didn't quite have a sprint or a feature, you might see some dives as Oliver Golding, again, trying to hold on to the lead here, but he is getting challenged in second place by Tyler Shattuck. Talk about two guys who have tons of experience in this truck. Tyler going a little bit lower, going to see if he can give Oliver the business, and he'll have that inside line, that crucial inside line on the feature race start. Oliver going to kind of poke his his nose up, but there's door to door. Oliver gets it by about a half truck length, and Oliver Golding was the bridesmaid yesterday, today, and at least in the sprint race, he is the bride. Maybe. I don't know if he's going to be stuck with me saying that. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I said he was Norwegian yesterday. We can only go up from here.
We like to raise the bar here.
Yeah. So,
but that's the thing too. Like, I think I was nervous the whole time watching that race, just because of how close these trucks are getting to each other. But it really comes down to how you manage that. And you mentioned earlier what you like about this series is that the drivers are it's so like a grassroots feel. They like to share their secrets, just help other drivers get better. In a situation like this where you are being tailed and you're seeing that, even if you're leading, like what is it? How do you manage that as a driver?
It's a lot of trust. It's a lot of you race with a lot of the same people. As again, we saw speaking of the same people, we saw Oliver Golding take the win there. Tyler Shattuck only a 10th behind, but he'll start just to the left of Oliver on that sprint race. Brody Duscher is a name that we haven't seen yet, who will be in the top 3. Quentin DeLoma, top 5 finish for him, so he'll be still on the front row. Cody Vanderveer is going to be rounding out your top 5. Shane Paul with a much, much better finish today in 6th stead. I can read. Stead Miller, 7th place. 8th, Christian Noble, again, solid top 10 finish for him. Brian Sawyer, you seeing him in a rallycross in the Fords in the rallycross in the 9th position, and then Dominic Berryway rounding up the top 10.
And I'm just checking in with chat right now. Hello, chat. How are you doing? It's all about getting the truck to rotate before the corner. Is that right?
Yeah.
That question was coming from chat there. And that's the thing, even in chat, you're seeing them just giving out tips, and that's really talking towards what you were saying about the community itself, just being so grassroots and trying to help each other out.
And if that was Almighty Clan, that's actually Daniel Solo, who raced yesterday. So he's watching this one from the sidelines, but he's absolutely right. And then again, it's a lot of trust. You'll end up running into a lot of the same names frequently, whether that's leagues, officials, what have you. So you understand how people race, and if you dump someone, whether it's today, tomorrow, next week, you're getting it back. So it's a lot of trusting yourself, trusting that you know where the corners of your truck is, trusting you know what's going to happen when you throw it into a corner, and trusting your opponents as well.
Yeah.
So this is your current point standings. Again, Nicholas Dashley has been towards the top of the table since Tuesday night, but Crystal King with that win, that dominant win yesterday, right on his heels, and I'm sure she raced last night as well. So she's firmly, I believe, at the moment in that top 20. Looking at the bottom of the top 20, you see names like Justin Cunningham, Jack Peterson, Zachary Goddard. They're just on the cusp of getting knocked out of that super session. So again, that's going to fluctuate and change. I think if you're in the top 5 or so, you're good to go, but anywhere from about 15th on back is you're in the danger zone.
Yeah.
So again, speaking of people that you recognize, we got 2 people, Alexander Miller and Chris Janke. That is a Alex Mill and Beige from my Twitch chat. So I guess we've converted some people into off-road people. Stoked to see Beige up there. He's doing pretty well. And then Alex as well. Yeah, again, these are all the people that have run this week. I'm stoked to just see this many names.
Yeah.
This many people giving the Pro 4 truck a try. A lot of people try to get into it and get a little discouraged. It's a very different discipline if you're coming from asphalt racing. It's a very different way to drive it. And it's different based on what you see on TV and how the real sport works. You don't throw it into a corner, counter steer. It looks cool, but it's not fast. So there is an aspect to learn and unlearn. As we take a look at our starting grid, again, it is the exact same finishing order. So we're going to have Oliver Golding see if he can go back-to-back, much like Crystal King yesterday. Tyler Shattuck, though, was right on his heels. If he can get a bit of a better start, a little bit less dramatics, I think we're going to see a heck of a race for that P1 finish.
Now, you mentioned earlier, oh, we got more, yeah.
Pardon?
No, I was going to let you read the rest of the grid.
Yeah, if you wonder why I'm looking at my phone, you're like, wow, that's really unprofessional. There's a bright light right in front of me, and I can't read.
Also, I mean, you wear glasses, so give him a break.
Listen, I wasn't born with the blessings of sight, vision, good looks, smell, height, deep voice,
You're hard on yourself.
Confident disposition.
You're too hard on yourself. Also, I'm wearing contacts. That's the trick. Wear the contacts.
Have you seen my lenses? I go to a contact place, they laugh at me. Minus what?
Minus what?
You need a telescope as we go green here for our second race. Again, we'll see if we can stay clean. This one, instead of 6 laps, it is 10. So there's a couple more laps for this to play out, but it's all dependent. If they can survive the land rush, start puddle ought to be turned. We have a little bit of action. That's one truck sideways towards the back. That's going to be a roadblock for some of those who didn't get the best start. But it looks like towards the front we're clean, but we are 3 wide coming through the Ponte turn 2. Heading down into gravel pit. That's still 3 wide as we kind of settle down there now. But top 3 trucks have settled. That is Tyler Shattuck in second place. And I think if that is the 3 machine. Oh, my cheat sheet don't work. But I think that is the 3 machine. Again, they're going to settle down now, I think, in the top 3 briefly. Because there's not a whole, even though there is 3 laps, there is not a whole lot of time. As we could save from that 3 truck sideways over the jump. And it is so easy for the truck to snap, especially when it's sideways in the air. Well held. He's going to lose a little bit of time, but stays all 4 wheels pointing in the right direction.
And that's the thing on that, they handled that. Even though there was like a little bit of crash and roadblock there, I think majority of the drivers handled that better than in the sprint.
As you see that, we got another hip check going into Cowboy Corner, again, slowest corner on the track.
Is that commentator's curse, maybe?
Right.
Yeah, probably.
I would say it's commentators. They heard me and intentionally just started hitting each other for the broadcast. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Really appreciate it. Again, this is where this kind of starts here. We're back in the blender where top drivers are going to try to settle down, pull away from this midfield and fight amongst themselves. The midfield's got it all to play for. A lot of these drivers fighting to try to get into that super session. A lot of these drivers trying to fight their way towards the front. They may have speed, but they only have 10 laps to get there. You see Quentin DeLomo back there in the number 1 truck as well, trying to make some positions as we ride along with Quentin. Quentin, really, really strong rallycross driver. He gets shipped wide there a little bit. He's going to lose a
handled the
spot.
Handled the recovery quite well.
Yeah, when you're sideways in the air, you're kind of you counter steer and hope.
Yeah.
And we take a look at that start. We had 2 very clean starts yesterday, and kind of as predicted, we did not have 2 very clean starts today. It could have been a heck of a lot worse, but it wasn't too bad. But you could only go 4 or 5 wide. Again, you slide up, one truck gets sideways, and everybody's got nowhere to go. You kind of can't lift, as we have another one on their lid. 2 on their lid. That's 2 that are going to be in the. If you need some fenders for your truck, there's going to be some in the pit lane by the end of the race for sure. As we're settling down here just a little bit, I think we're on lap 2 of 10. So again, there is still time. Quentin trying to make his way forward. I was talking about this a little bit before we cut to that replay. Quentin DeLomo's got from a rallycross background, a super strong rallycross driver. A few years ago, was in the Pro Series for rallycross racing. He's been in the Pro Series for this truck as well, and he's only been getting faster and faster. He's got the head for it. He's really intelligent the way he drives other drivers. It's just been getting used to having so much more weight, so much more horsepower.
Now, as you mentioned, for the sprint, it was 6 laps, right? Obviously, for this main race, it's 10.
Yes.
So when is it that you want to, as a driver, especially on Crandon, make sure that, if you're just outside that top 3, you want to really kick it into real aggression on the track?
It depends on how confident you are in your own pace. If you're 4th or 5th and you know that you're just as fast, maybe even a little bit faster than that top 3, just be patient. Especially if they're going to fight, you may be there to pick up the pieces. Instead of fighting from 4th to 3rd, you might have a chance for a win. If you go, well, they've got a couple tenths on me, there's going to be no chance. Fight early as we are side by side for the lead again. Oliver Golding winning that first race, but Tyler Shattuck was right on his heels. And now the battle can commence. 2 heavyweights of the off-road world trying to make it work. Oliver Golding really sideways over the jump. He's going to have the inside line now, though. Use the banking of the corner to get the run. But I think that's Tyler Shattuck to the lead. And if he can keep it through Gravel Pit, he might just check in and check out and win himself his first feature race. His first broadcasted feature race here in the Crandon Championship. Oliver Golding's not going to have it, though. Look to hit the back of the truck. Again, front to rear contact's kind of what you're looking for the bump and runs into the corner. Obviously, you can go for the hip checks, but just a little tap to the rear of the truck will send them just a little bit wide. It's not a guaranteed pass, but it's a guaranteed I can get my nose in and start fighting. You see Oliver stick his nose, just a little bit of tap to the rear quarter panel of Tyler Shattuck, as these two both want this win. Oliver had to watch Crystal King run away from him yesterday. He wants to be able to do the same. Tyler Shattuck had every luck but good luck yesterday, as Oliver goes really deep into Cowboy Corner, and he can't make it stick. The inside line there is a lot tighter than you would think would be the faster line, but then Tyler gets that huge run. They were side by side going into the corner. There's already a truck length and a half, maybe 2 truck lengths in between them going into the next one.
Oh, and that's the thing. It's like coming out of that turn is so important.
Especially with a big, long straightaway. A lot of these next corners are very quick. There are opportunities to stick your nose in and start kind of building a pass up, but again, if you're looking to jump into the iRacing service, I know I'm very hard to stop looking at, but if you look right there, we'll have again, iRacing.com. You can get started right now. 40% off new memberships right now. If there was ever a time to get into iRacing, there's so much stuff that rookie content. You get Pro 2 Lights are on Wild West right now, the best combo for that series. And again, the Pro 4 is D-Class, so you don't have to move up that much to be able to get into this fender-to-fender racing, as now it's a three-way fight for the lead. Oliver Golding still trying to make it work on Tyler Shattuck, but now he has to defend his second place from Cody Vanderveer. Cody Vanderveer is not content with being bronze on the podium, and all three of them took different lines into Cowboy Corner. Cody trying to stick it up the inside, but he's going to have to settle for third for now.
Yeah, as we're getting just over the halfway point of the race, you're seeing that aggression starting to come out. You know, earlier I was asking you, when do you really go all in? And yeah, I guess it's the halfway mark these drivers are saying.
Absolutely. So Cody especially, too, he's seeing that Oliver's getting very antsy because he's, again, if Tyler gets clear, that's it. I'm second place, and I need these points. So Cody is now going to try to put pressure on Oliver, so Oliver gets a little bit more desperate, start to put pressure on Tyler, and we're going to see if we can keep this three-way fight. Tyler, I think, is probably in the best position out of these three. He can just hit his marks and hope that he doesn't get hip checked, to kind of just trust that Oliver is not going to do anything crazy behind him. I think that looked a little bit more bombastic than it actually was. All three going into Calamity Corner, all three coming out nice and clean, but it won't stay that way for long as we're entering the twilight of this race.
I'm just checking in with chat. You know, a lot of members of iRacing are just saying, like, it's worth it. That 40% discount is worth it. They've been with it for so long. I think someone in here said 2010. Yeah,
I've been since 2013. When I started, if you didn't want to do Mazdas or street stock, you weren't racing that week.
Yeah.
There's so much more stuff now as a rookie member that comes with your base subscription, where you can really kind of get your feet wet and get comfortable with racing before getting out there and starting to get in either GT3 racing or sprint cars or next gens or whatever discipline you choose to go. And there's fun stuff on all four, or technically now all five disciplines of iRacing to get your feet wet and experiment and see what you like, what you don't, and then start going down that path. Oliver took a look there. Didn't quite get it done. He's still right on the heels of Tyler Shattuck. I really expected Tyler to kind of put some distance in between the two of them. And you see Cody Vanderveer back there licking his chops like a shark who smells blood in the water, trying to force these two into some sort of scrap, but it's not going to happen. Actually, Oliver goes very wide, but lucky for him that Cody follows him. And this is not the only battle on the racetrack, folks. We have battles all over the racetrack. It's from downtown. I don't know what we were thinking there with the 6, but he tried to make something work, and now they just a little bit of a hip check, but they're going to keep it all straight, keep it on the pavement.
Desperation, and that's the thing, you know, we see the top three there. They have a good bit of lead for when I can see my eyes and contact lenses are not deceiving me. But you know, when you're at a little like a full second back, you know, what is it that you could do to try to make up that time?
Dive bomb and hope for the best. That's it. Again, it depends what you're racing for. If it's just a Pro 4 fix, as we are 2 wide, maybe 3 wide here, that is, I believe, Miles Morse who's looking for points. I think he's on the outside looking in with the top 20. He's trying to make it work to the outside. This is a heck of a fight here in the midfield. We have 4 trucks. One is totally missing the front end. He's missing more pieces now, because I think that is the 11. Duschner, who had, again, a terrible day yesterday, trying to have a better one today. He's not going to have it now, though. He's spun over the nose and no lift. But I think that was Brian Sawyer, no lift Sawyer, putting them both in the pit lane. Unfortunately, that's both of their days done.
And that's the thing about what I'm learning very quickly. You have to be aggressive, but it's a really fine line at managing that aggression, because that could just call it for you.
A lot of it's like traffic on the 401 too, where if I lift.
I like how no other, like, outside of
their problem.
The Canadians are like, what?
If you lift, if you see something in front of you and you get off the throttle, you're just going to get hit by the next truck behind. Unfortunately, it's kind of counterintuitive, but if something's happening in front of you, you just kind of go, well, I'm in this now. This is my life now. And they're still side by side. They're still fighting. I don't know how Miles survived that. It looked like they were both taking a trip to the pit lane, but I guess he just got his double-double and kept driving. I'm cramming as many references into the show as I can.
As many Canadian references as possible.
Yeah, until we get an office in Montreal, then it's not. I'm going to keep fighting here. And all clear, maybe settling down there a little bit. We talked about it a little bit at the top of the show. Just because these trucks are missing fenders and missing pieces, they will have wheel damage will affect you, and there is a little bit of aero, especially on that big back straight, but it's not the end of the world at all. You can still fight, you can still compete, it's at least maybe hold on to your position. Wow.
And it's only 2 more laps to go.
It's been a heck of a race day.
Yeah,
Yesterday was exciting, but kind of what we expected earlier on in the week, and I think that's what you're going to see as a theme all week this week, is the farther we get into the week and the closer we get to that cutoff line, very similar to kind of the playoffs.
Yeah.
The more and more aggressive and desperate that some of these drivers that are 10th on back in points are going to start, well, I don't want to lose my spot. As again, Tyler Shattuck has pulled away just a little bit, but Oliver's keeping him honest as Cody Vanderveer has exited the picture. Speaking of exited the picture, unfortunately, we have lost Quentin DeLomo. He's back there in 13th, so I'm assuming we're going to see him tomorrow afternoon. So stay tuned for that tomorrow, Friday, 11 Eastern time. We are live once again, and tomorrow will be the big ones, the last 2 chances to get in for the Super Sessions on Saturday. Trying to make something happen. Oliver Golding, he might take a look here.
Yeah, trying to make something happen.
Went a little. Again, you got to kind of set it up a couple corners in advance. He's a truck length behind. Yeah. Very similar to running a high line in one corner and then using the straight line speed to try to make a dive into the next one. So went a little bit high there in gravel pit. Didn't quite have it into Calamity. And unfortunately, he might just have to settle. He got the win in the sprint, but he might be settling for second once again unless Tyler Shattuck shows him something here. But really good recovery drive from Tyler. Didn't have the best day yesterday. Had some decent finishes, but this is going to be exactly what he was looking for in terms of carrying this on into the Super Sessions on Saturday.
Now, in your experience with Crandon, is there, a couple specific or maybe a specific turn where you could try to make something happen?
You can build something in Cowboy because you have this big straight down into Potawatomi. I like to kind of stick my nose in right here. Not where I'm going for a pass, but you can force the other driver a little bit wide and kind of just get in their field of vision, try to make something happen. Another big passing opportunity is right here in the gravel pit. This corner is banked. You can slide it on the inside, much like dirt oval racing, and get a slide job done, but I don't think Oliver's going to take a look for it, but he's right to the bumper of Tyler Shattuck. If it's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to happen right here. Does he look in Calamity corner? He goes to the inside, gives Tyler the bumper. He's going to try to keep it on, and they just stay wide. Roll reversal. That is Tyler Shattuck now with the win. By about 1/10 of a second, Tyler Shattuck
really kept that.
Yeah, that's what four-wheel drive will do. You just kind of keep your foot in it and hope for the best. Tyler keeping it across the jump, and Oliver, despite his best efforts, is going to have to settle for second place.
He really tried at the end there, but it was just a little bit too late. And props to Shattuck for actually keeping it. Because I thought
very
that
clean.
was gonna
If you'd be
go,
surprised, that is actually really clean.
I thought that was gonna go worse.
No, I mean, again, if they both make the Super Session, if Oliver makes Tyler mad now, he's got to deal with that when it matters on Saturday.
Oh, so it's also managing the tempers.
Yeah. Well,
well.
like you see, again, like I said, you're running through the same people all the time. So if I clean you out one race, now you are going to race me like dirt for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Like you got to kind of manage when you go for those, like, I got to go. This is my corner. I got stuff to do. And I'll go for something maybe next time. Be very, very careful. So Tyler Shattuck getting the win there. Again, we saw Quentin DeLomo unfortunately drop back to the back. Cody Vanderveer is going to be the last step on the podium. Great finish for him. And again, you see the bottoms of behalf of this row. Again, drivers you'll probably see again. Christian Noble's going to need some better finishes. He's been finishing decent, but just to get a little bit of this extra point boost to get into that top 20. And a driver who deserves to get into that top 20. Nice, good, hard racing.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, Chat, we're seeing you definitely like that finish, that close finish. Was there something that could have been done in order to actually pass Shattuck?
I think Oliver did a lot of what he reasonably could do. Tyler got around him. Oliver fought immediately. You can't fight him every corner because Cody was right there to pick up the pieces. So if they start banging, Cody's just going to get around them both. He's a driver that can just set sail and pull away. So I think he did the right thing there and kind of let's settle down. Let's get Cody out of the picture. And then last 2 laps, I mean, again, he could have went for a bonsai move in one of those hairpins, but then he's going to have to deal with it later on in the week. So take the second place, take the points, and then go for those moves on Saturday when we have our 2 Super Session races at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And ladies and gentlemen, Dirt fans, we still have 4 more races for you, not just the Super Sessions, but tomorrow as well at 11 and 9 o'clock with our 2 final races. And again, you thought the racing was rough and tumble today. Those are your last 2 opportunities to make it into Saturday.
Oh. Yeah, I think, what do you think's going through some of these drivers' heads, that didn't perform as they wanted to? I know we're looking at the recap right now.
I mean, this is exactly where I was last year. I was on the outside looking in for most of the week and just needed to start getting better finishes and better finishes. So go back to the drawing board, maybe work on my qualifying, maybe opt for some different strategies early on. And for a lot of them, they're just victims of circumstance. If I have a truck sideways in front of me, how do you prepare for that?
Yeah, exactly.
If you brake and go around them, you're going to lose just as much time as if you were just to stay on the throttle and kind of hope for the best. So, and couple door bangs here and there, but it's really hard to try and explain it other than, I don't know what Brian Sawyer was up to. Goodbye, gentlemen. Exit stage right, but it looks beaten and banging, but this was actually for off-road short course racing, a pretty respectful, clean, hard-fought race.
Yeah, I was actually going to say this is actually more clean than I thought it would have been for the main race as well. So props to all the drivers. I always feel bad, and that's the thing, even about the Cup Series, I'm always just I really feel bad because all the drivers are putting it all on the line. I know it's grassroots feels with this Truck Series, but it still is unfortunate.
Yeah, and this is the highest level of truck racing for the year.
Yeah.
So last year was an awesome bonus event. It was awesome because it replicates the real-life Crandon Championship, which, again, next weekend, which is more likely why we haven't seen Connor Barry yet. But this is the highest level of dirt road racing for the year. So there were stakes last year, and they just got tripled this year, which is, I think, why you've seen such a awesome turnout for a lot of these races. On yesterday, we were like, it's o'clock. A lot of the races are based in California. I don't know if we're gonna. And then 60 people showed up. So, totally different vibe this year. Obviously, we're a part of the broadcast this year, which has made it a lot more fun. I'm bummed to be in this chair, not that one, a little bit, but it's been spectacular racing.
I mean, when I got here, you were already in that chair. You were feeling nice and comfy, so sorry for pulling you out of there to sit here with me as well. But it's been great. Chad has been talking about wanting to give it a go, wanting to try it, maybe used to the asphalt, but not to the dirt. What would you say is maybe your top 3, intro to truck dirt racing?
So just be patient. A lot of when you get into rookies and get into the Pro 2 lights, they're 2-wheel drive, not 4, so you don't have the end there where you thought he was going to spin.
Yeah.
You don't have the front wheels to pull you out of that. And a lot of drivers are learning. It's a totally different thing. Unfortunately, you're going to get hit a lot. You're going to get spun a lot. You're not going to finish a lot of your first races. But once you start kind of figuring out how to get yourself out of those situations, risk management, Wild West, which is the free track that they go to for short course that isn't one of the rallycross tracks that's been reconfigured, they're 2 very tight hairpins your first 2 corners.
Yeah.
So there is some comings together. So kind of just going, well, we're going to run into each other. We're going to have contact, and just kind of minimizing that. Being patient and feeling the dirt. Again, you think you just map the throttle and kind of pull out of the corners. A lot of throttle control, a lot of just getting used to how everything feels, and being nice and smooth on the steering too. On TV, when you watch them fire into the corners, you assume they're in there doing this.
Yeah.
No, it's just like asphalt racing. Nice and smooth. Be very deliberate with everything that you do.
All right.
So we'll have you back later on in the afternoon. We're going to go get some Dunkin' Donuts, or I don't know what they do in Boston.
I don't know.
Go for a swim. I don't know. But we're going to jump in and take a look at some more World of Outlaws 24. But until then, Camille, it's nice having you here. Nice to show you a little bit of a different side of iRacing. And
I'll be back.
Yep, we'll be back with.
You can't get rid of me that easily.
We've tried.
I know.
I made that up. That was a joke.
I think they have tried.
Production team, no, I'm joking. Don't get mad at me. Yeah, we'll see you a little bit later in the afternoon.
Later, yeah.
World of Outlaws Dirt Racing 24 will be available September 17th. Pre-order your copy today.
All right, folks, it's just me and you again. And we get to check out a little bit more of World of Outlaws Dirt Racing 24. Yesterday, we were just kind of doing some previews. We ended up having Matt Lewis here, so that was great. Checking out, just getting introed and seeing where they come from in their background. I think that was awesome. But today, a little bit different. We're going to go through, we touched on it a little bit yesterday, but we're going to go through some more of the challenge stuff. Super excited for this stuff. It's I think brand new to the game this year. And for those who remember what Thunder Plates were from some of the older NASCAR console games, very, very lightning challenges, as I just got in my ear. Apparently, I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. Shocker. So I'm just pulling chat up because I wasn't in this chair and everything wasn't loaded properly, even though I checked 4 times before we started. It's live TV. Everything's great. I'm not panicking. Why would I panic? That would be crazy. But we checked a little bit here. Outlaw Challenge. Oh, okay. Well, I was going to... No more speaking for my friend here. But we get to basically be judged by Donnie Schatz. So, unfortunately, as we heard yesterday, kind of the Dale Earnhardt of dirt racing. So we have to please God, which, good luck. If we can pass any of these, I'd be happy. So again, we're going to see if we can just get through a couple of these, kind of take a quick look at it. Not going to be able to, I think, do as much. Not going to be able to do as much of the in-depth stuff as we did yesterday because we don't have Matt here, but we'll be speaking to him again tomorrow. There we go. All right. If we're ready on the other side, I think I'm ready over here to embarrass myself in front of our...
Okay. It's time to start the
Hi,
Outlaws
Donnie.
Challenge. To be a great driver, you got to make consistent laps.
Okay.
Anybody can go out and make one fast lap.
A doubtful?
Consistency is what wins races. So the challenge is to go out and make consistent laps. Let's start the challenge.
Thank you, Mr. Schatz. All right, so first thing we got to do here is get an 88 consistency bonus. So this is something that personally I've been struggling with. He's right. I've been able to get really good fast laps, but not able to do them frequently. But again, ladies and gentlemen, if you've not pre-ordered World of Outlaws 24 yet, it's live right now, worldofoutlaws.game.com. You can pick it up. It comes out December 17th. If you pre-order the Gold Edition, you'll get that 3 days early and a bunch of extra goodies as well. So before that, let's get into this. Guy yelled at me about my hair yesterday, and it's only worse today. Excellent. That's awesome for me. Okay. Don't give me a wingless 410. It's a micro sprint. We're here. Brand new to iRacing as well. Been cool to do these, so I'm going to go to the boat. To the bottom. I did this a little bit yesterday, but I'm not as good. But the in-car in this game is so violent. And everything's shaking around. With a big sound system on, too, I think this is going to rattle your ears. I mean, that motorbike engine just screaming way at the top of the rev range. Because we're not going all that fast, I can see towards the bottom of the track. Using that wing, I actually took some wing out of it. Let's see if Mr. Schatz is pleased with my performance. No. Fail. Donnie said absolutely not at my racetrack. All right, Donnie, I'll see what I can do here. That's not a good start at all. Okay. at the bottom. Come up to in front of the field. Don't have to worry about that. Nice smooth lines. Nice smooth arcs here. Full throttle. This track's super fast for these, but it's a good place for me to start. I'm not playing with any assists on. Not that that's a bad thing. Again, you're new to dirt racing. It makes it a lot more approachable, but I figured a lot of the dirt racing fans here would yell at me until I couldn't hear anymore if I played with all the assists on. So that's a good sign. I am one step closer to becoming an outlaw. Thanks, Donnie. I'm glad you're happy. I feel like I just brought home straight A's on my report card. Uh-oh. I was like, oh, cool. If we just have to do 4 laps and 5 laps, that's easy. No. I've seen what they've done here now. It's going to give you a different track, and instead of being in the micro sprint, which is really controllable, we're in the late model, which is not too bad. But I would say it's not as easy to drive as a micro sprint for sure. As I immediately put it in the fence. Excellent. And the track is so worn out. Oh, that's awesome. I can't Chastain this, though. Oh, no. I'm not. Donnie's going to be so disappointed in me. We got 4 laps, though. We clear the field. Really have to put. Oh, my God. The track is so used up. Okay. What if I go to the bottom? I tried to go to the bottom there. It wouldn't even stick. Don't pay attention to the broken bumper. This is going to be the attempt number 1, I think. But I tried to go to the bottom to get out of the used up track, and it just shit me all the way to the top. I am turning into the corner, and the car is like, absolutely not. I'm not willing to do that. This is a good way to learn the game, too. Much like we did yesterday with Exo Cross, where the challenges are a good way to learn the circuits. I feel like this is going to be a good way to learn the ins and outs of the game and kind of be coached by Donnie a little bit, whether you just, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way Dad's impressed with that. I went too fast. I went way too fast. There's no way. At least he consistently hit the wall. Listen, pal. I was going to say if you could do better, but you absolutely could do better, and I want this job. So, just continue laughing at me. I can take it. We're a little bit of contact there. I'm so loose on the straights. I keep ham-fisting the throttle, but that's not gentle, delicate. The touch, just. I need to select feather touch, and I'm in power drive right now. I know this is not a putting challenge, but it's the same concept. All right. You can get these last 2 laps not super all over the place. Maybe we got this? I don't know why. I was like, oh, let's go to the bottom this time. No. Why would we go to the bottom this time? That hasn't worked at all, ever. I'm gonna disappoint Donnie. No. No, I don't know how to handle disappointment. Use a bit of the cushion. All right. We might have a shot, but I'll be stunned. Hey! Donnie. Donnie, you're killing me, man. You're killing me, Donnie. The game looks great. It's a beautiful video game. Again, it's available for pre-order right now on PlayStation and Xbox. And we talked a bit about this yesterday. I think it was a little bit more all in good fun. But playing on the controller, not because, you know, oh, we play on controller, but it is accessible to whatever form of input that you have. A lot of people see iRacing on a case or on a project and go, well, that's a sim. I'll never be able to have fun and play that. Absolutely not. I've never played a dirt racing game in 20 years. I haven't I'm not on a wheel, you know, and I'm still out here having a good time. If you are comfortable and are if you're if you're comfortable and you are familiar, then by all means, turn all the assists off, crank the AI up, and really challenge yourself. This is not a well, it has to be on a controller, it has to be on this certain input. It's more of a proof of concept that you can have fun with whatever you have at home. Okay, this time, surely. If it doesn't work this time, I can blame my producer. It's fine. He yelled in my ear. Donnie! Does anyone have the home address to Donnie Shots, perchance? I'm just asking. No particular reason. Controller is definitely accessible, and I love it. Slow down and go fast, even around the bottom. Tyler, it's so used, though. Like, that's... Again, I think that's just a big misconception of watching dirt on TV versus actually doing it. Is how much. That is Tyler Hudson, who I think races these in real life, too. So, I'm going to get Tyler in the booth for one of these so I can just laugh at him instead. Oh, I'm so off the throttle there. It's crazy. The throttle control is really, really unique to this form of motorsport, where in a more traditional asphalt oval, oh my God, Donnie's gonna be so disappointed. I'm not even gonna entertain him with that. I'm gonna redo this project before I submit it. I got so much confidence from the micro sprints, and now we're Donnie Shots' eternal dirt oval. But in like a more traditional oval, you're full throttle down the straights. Obviously, you brake and lift for the corners, but the way you use the throttle to kind of make the car dance around is so unique to this motorsport. Not super new to World of Outlaws style racing. Used to watch it on TV all the time when I was a lad. Back when we were blessed with the Speed Channel. Good times. Anybody out there with chronic back pain, you know what I'm talking about. All right. Trying to run the top line here. It seems like just staying out of the blue groove has been better off for me long term. 1 to go. Donnie. No, Donnie! He's going to be so sad. I got 3 good laps in. Maybe we can just copy the homework and pretend that we didn't. Maybe that's good enough. I messed up 1 corner. Donald. I'm getting upset. They're laughing at me now. All right. When did I pass it with a 90? Okay. That's all right. They let me keep retrying it, apparently. No one told me I passed it. This is why you don't spam the A button, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're in the sprint car, which is better and worse because you do have that adjustable wing now. But it's still a sprint car, which is in itself terrifying to drive. And we're starting 5th. Use the throttle off the corner. And I'm going to go to the top lane. This track's also a bit shorter. So we have less opportunities to get, I was going to say to get up to speed, doing 140 going into the corner there. Lifted to give Mr. Crawley room. I'm going to go to the bottom this time, though. Just kidding. Nope. I wasn't just kidding. I'm out of tear-offs. Oh, yeah, right. Forgot they were limited. I'm just here spamming the button. And because of the downforce, I don't really have to fully come off the throttle, which makes it nice. I feel like that was all right. You're playing games. You're playing games with me, Downey. And you know what the worst part is? Look at the look of disappointment on his face. It's like his daughter just came home. Was like, Dad, this is my boyfriend. And he sees a goober with purple hair like, hello. That is exactly how Donnie Schatz would look at me. Disappointed, but not surprised. Just like my real dad. All right. I'm going to be a little bit, I'll try to be a little bit more aggressive with the AI this time. I'm so used to just one speck of dirt being on the screen and pulling the tear off, but all right, better run this time. Get up to the top lane where I'm happy. All right, we'll get a great run coming off the corner if I can pull this off. I don't think we'll get it here. We might get it here, though. Give me the lane. Oh, you, okay. I don't know what I was trying to do there. That was a great one. Thanks, Tyler. Oh, okay. Oh, that's just dumb. Disaster. Donnie looks unamused. So don't take it personal is what you're saying. Hello? I don't know who in the 96 is. I don't know what I did to upset that man, but all right. I want none of the smoke. Okay, maybe I want some smoke. I'm wondering if I should just go to the bottom and kind of deal with it. Yeah, I think that's the move. I could be a bit more of an idiot on the throttle on the top, but it's kind of easier to judge the run for me when I'm on the bottom. I don't have that sixth sense of I'll clear before the corner. Yeah, much easier. I don't like that swing that I just did, though. Excuse me, sir. This isn't about you. This is about my dad, Donnie Schatz, and see if I can disappoint him. Is this lap sponsored by a bank? All right. I stayed towards the bottom the whole time. I was a little bit shallow on the straights. Maybe Donnie won't like that. Give me a 62 or something. Don't give me hope. Don't give me hope. Give me like a 4. Like I'd rather be nowhere than 3 points off. Guy saw me coming and went, not that guy. I want nothing to do with it. I think oh. I sound like a broken record, but I think those who are fans of the first game, obviously, me and you are going to have a talk in the pits later, 96. But fans of the first game and fans of this form of racing, obviously, are going to enjoy this. But obviously, I love racing. I love motorsport. I read lots of different kinds of motorsports. This is day 2 of playing this now, and I've been having a great time. It's going to be a learning curve for sure, especially if I want to play with no assists on, which I do, because I'm stubborn and that's how I do things. But what if I consistently hit the wall? What if we play head games with Donnie Schatz here? I just imagine him in the stands with a clipboard. Slide job! Oh. It's clean-ish. Chad, I don't think this is the one. Big lift going into the corner. Pedaling a little bit there. As soon as we got clear of the traffic, we were a lot cleaner. I don't know if it's going to be good enough, though. The 5th lap is really... How much time do we have? 4 hours? 3? 6? 2? All week? If you're looking for more information on where to pre-order, pre-orders just went live. WorldOutlawsGame.com right now. Releasing September. Get out of my way, Mr. Crowley! Getting out, releasing September 17th. In pre-order the Gold Edition, you will get 3 days of early access to get ahead on the competition. WorldOfOutlawsGame.com. So I'm not going to the wall, the straights now, not because like because I'm scared that that's going to happen. But it's used up on the straights too, which is like ice skating until you get into the corner. And even then, you got to be on the right line. Did I make up with it on? Leave me alone. Leave me alone, Cisco. This same studio, I believe, or a lot of similar members in the studio, there'd be something that would tell me, oh, that's the wall, now you know. If you understand that reference, we're good friends. Or you have very good taste in video games. Oh! You said it's Oswego as well, which, as somebody from Canada who drives down from Ontario all the time into New York, I pass by Oswego all the time. Need to stop there and actually watch a race for once. I think I'm more, like, concerned getting past the other drivers than I am not making a fool of myself. Okay, that's step one. I have limited tear-offs, so I'm just gonna hold on to this one. Keep it towards the bottom. You have to lift a lot more. I'm actually braking like just a little bit. Just kind of resting my hand on the left trigger. The steering smoothing for controller is actually also really good. It's an issue with lots of games where if you're playing on controller, it's really touchy. It's not this that's the problem, it's this. Yes! Is he... I can't tell if he went from a scowl to a smirk. I think it's the same picture. We're going to get a chance to jump into some quick races too, because apparently I'm just better at this than I thought. Congratulations, you've unlocked Outlaw Challenge Level 2. Sportsmanship, nah, it's not going to happen. So, we get to do 2 races today. When I loved micros at Milbridge, and I think we're jumping into the wingless, because we didn't do the wingless yesterday, because I was too scared and too concerned with talking to Matt Lewis. How often do you get to talk to somebody who made the game while you're playing the game? So let's jump into the little fellas here at a track that they belong at. If I can find it, Milbridge. Check out Super Duty Reek. Yeah, so like I have a drifting background, so seeing things sideways is just cool to me in general, but new stuff is also cool. No, we don't need no practice. We talk about practice. You don't need practice. Jump right into qualifying. What could possibly go wrong? Qualified presented by iRacing. All right. Another thing too is the track's not used up at all. Actually worked a lot of the World of Outlaws shows. I'm not gonna talk about that. I worked a lot of the World of Outlaws shows and learned a little bit about where to go when the track is getting used up. That's about all I learned, though. Okay. We're on the pole, right? Yeah! I was joking. We got a second lap. I'm going to take the wing down 2 clicks, see if that makes a difference. It kind of stabilizes the car out a little bit. I don't know if it's faster, but it feels a little bit more in control. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Wow, okay, way too much right foot. Brandon Lichtenberg somewhere punching the air because there's a comb that isn't in its home anymore. Who do you think you are, I am? Fisher. Hello? This isn't about you. All right. You're going to the moon. All right, P2, I guess. And we're only doing short races to kind of show you as much as we can. Oh yeah, we got the dash and stuff too. Well, that stinks, but there's so many little races. I imagine you go to a dirt track in real life. It's just you get there in the afternoon and there's just racing all day, which is cool. I love that. All right. I think I just have to be confident that I can run the high line. Oh my. Oh, it's falling apart. How have I gotten worse? Matt, we need you back here. I need the voice of reason in my ear to stop me from doing stupid things. All right, we're still going to the A main now. That was miserable. We're still going to the A main. Maybe it's the setup? Maybe I was trying to be smart. I hope everybody has their hats off in the broadcast room right now.
And now it's time. Just about ready.
Okay. We have 8 laps instead of 3, so let's see if I can get in a little rhythm here. I don't want to go 3 wide. I'm scared. Fear, frightened. Okay. There's 1. I'd be chuffed with the top 5. And not gonna happen, is it? Okay. Struggling. I haven't changed anything. Again, I don't know if I just got exponentially worse at the micros or what, but AI is giving me a good fight today. I'm just gonna try to run to the bottom, maybe. Oh, they're wrecking. There's my chance, and I didn't seize it last lap. Oh my God, hold on. I am the best dirt racer alive in this room, probably. This man just said chuffed. My language is eclectic. Okay. P4. I think we could have done better, but it is what it is. Now's the time for everybody who has to clean dirt off their face when they come home from the racetrack. Oh, I've got people to laugh at me now, which is great.
Judging you.
Yeah, judging.
We're just like, well, actually, I feel like, Cisco, you were also judging him in the production room.
Oh, yeah, I
So now
was.
we're able to get your
How loud
facial
was the laughter in
expressions.
there?
There were a couple. You triggered Justin's headset at one point.
Yeah.
Um,
But I would say it's like supportive laughter,
yeah.
I hope
right?
not. This is embarrassing.
It's laughing at
You're learning.
the fun you're having.
Yes. Yeah, you coasted on talent the first day, and now we're really diving into you having to learn.
So that comes with the review copy, right?
Oh my gosh, you know what?
Fantastic.
I'm going to stop being so hard on you because I know I'm going to get to trying some games out a little later as
Yeah,
well.
you're playing ExoCross,
Yes.
so I'm safe from this because I'm not playing. However, how the turntables, I believe, is how Michael
the
Scott
tables-
would say.
Yeah, how the turntables turn.
Turntables, yes.
But you know, we do have Drew in the production room, so maybe he can make that happen.
Yeah, potentially.
Maybe I sub you in. It's like a tank.
Oh yeah.
wrestling
It's
situation.
you know what it is. It's like it's like in a game show when you can call somebody else to help you
Call a
answer the
friend.
question. Yeah, it's exactly like
Oh my
that.
goodness.
But I don't know if we talked a little bit about it before. Is you're just doing qualifying right now? Yes. Thanks first.
That was good.
That was good.
See, I think you needed us in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
And this is my worst discipline that I've tried. So I saw a couple of people in chat asking for specific stuff because the game's not
out
all the way done and
Yeah.
out. We're doing just some certain stuff. Just
Yeah, and we want to show off some of the new stuff.
Yeah, some of the
So-
new stuff, some of the stuff you guys haven't seen before. We're going to get into a little bit of career tomorrow as
Yes.
well. So this is not the end of the World of Outlaws stuff. Obviously, this is new. We didn't end up having time to do this yesterday.
I hear Johnny Gibson over the PA talking about autograph signing, so apparently you have some autograph signing to do.
God, my mom will be there.
When you go to like a convention and it's like all the very name brand people have like lines that are around the corner and everything. And then there's the person with 3 people in line.
I mean, hey, I will always be in line up to get your autograph. I think also we quickly saw production, so Drew, Justin in the production room will also be online as well to get that autograph.
Yes. You'll get 4 autographs.
Sean still has mine from the last time I was here.
Oh, there you go.
Still on his whiteboard.
But anyway, obviously you've been a huge part of our Countdown to Green shows, and especially with the eNASCAR series. And we're coming up kind of towards the end of the season. It's crunch time now with the playoffs. The stress level's been high. The races have been definitely frantic. What's it been kind of from your perspective? Because you get to kind of sit back and watch as a fan because you're not, having to call the action. You get to sort of take it all in. What's that been like?
It's been really good. Firstly, we do have production. We could hear production sometimes. So it's like great also from, working the broadcast side and hearing like the team that puts that together and how much you guys are enjoying it behind the scenes. So that's really cool. But yes, from the spectator route, I would say, coming in, I think it's been about 3 years now.
I believe so.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
About 3 years now that I've joined the Countdown to Green crew. And firstly, the community, I was saying earlier, has been so welcoming to helping me get familiar with the series, the different storylines, and, getting into this 3rd year and how it's really, I feel like these drivers just are really picking up their experience and, like, pushing even harder. I think they're seeing so many opportunities open up in the series, but also with iRacing being so closely affiliated with these organizations that are also in real world racing, right? It's such a cool experience, and we know so many of these drivers that drive in real life or even work with some of these organizations in real life as well. So it's much more than just the series now. It's like this is the drivers' lives, and they're seeing it.
As we have to lay out?
Yeah, I'm given. Hey, Drew, I heard that. Just because I'm Canadian. I'm not the only Canadian in this room.
Don't tell them.
But,
sorry.
But honestly, with the series, it's just been so great to see now these drivers are putting it all on the line because they're seeing the opportunity. Obviously, they want a piece of that prize pool, and they want the title, but also to perform really well at such a high level. You have so many eyeballs watching, so many people that make decisions at these organizations watching. So they're really putting it all on the line, and I think the support that they're getting from eNASCAR, from iRacing to put this together, it's a real opportunity. It's such a treat. And it's enjoyable too because, I'm not a fan of drama, but sometimes when wrecks are happening, some of these drivers go to social media and like they're airing out their dirty laundry. Well, not really dirty laundry. It's just like, their frustrations, which is understandable about, how a race would have went. So it's like the storylines I think are picking up really well. But yeah, I'm not even going to jinx it because we're still in playoffs. So I know they're like, oh, maybe my picks for the upcoming race in Texas could be told, but I'm not doing it. I'm not doing the curse because I think I was so close to cursing Steven Wilson last year that even his grandmother came up to me in Charlotte and was like, we were really worried there for a second
that you were gonna pick
because every time you would pick her grandson Wilson, it was just like he was performing at the best. So I'm not gonna jinx anyone.
Yeah.
I'll wait for Tuesday to do that.
So this is something I've been curious about because it's not just eNASCAR. You've been around sort of the esport casting scene for a long time. What is that family aspect unique to us? Do you see that in other esports? What's kind of the connection there and the difference?
I think the family aspect is definitely apparent to other esports communities, but I think what makes it so special with, the Cup Series and, iRacing in particular is, yes, you can have people that can pick it up and like just starting to get into it, but it also opens this new door for viewers like myself who I wasn't before familiar with it, to learn and to be really invested in. I think that's the hardest part. You know, as gamers, sometimes we like to gatekeep the things that we love, but I really haven't found that in this community, and that's what makes it so special.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's such a cool, you know, to be able to have partners like NASCAR and partners like World of Outlaws, because obviously coming up in the winter time, we'll see the pro side of that esport as well, and the drivers taking on that side of iRacing. To see the direct connection is something that you don't get with a lot of esports as well. I mean, you might get a little bit of that with something like the Pro Madden scene or some of the other sports games, but the difference between the skills that Keenan knows how to drive a car and Christopher Bell or Ty Gibbs. I mean, Ty Gibbs, we had his mom on the show last race talking about how when they said, all right, Ty, you're getting in the Cup car, she literally went, yeah, he just went on iRacing.
Yeah, exactly. And then he did it. And that's the cool thing. Also, like, with Countdown to Green, you really see that bridge. Like, the guests that we bring in the show, you know, whether it is the owners of these organizations or real drivers that have, like, the Cup Series title, past winners, right? So you're always seeing that bridge, and that's one of the things that I love. Like, even at the pier, right? Like, I was just like, aw, I'm jealous that you guys sent Alan, by the way, to be there.
Well, he was already there. It just sort of worked
but
out.
still, Alan? Alan, really? I'm having a beef with Alan right now because we obviously have our picks in Countdown.
Yeah. Well, you and Alan are close in points.
Yes. Well, we don't talk about Blake.
Yeah,
It's irrelevant when it comes to picks.
Yeah, Blake, I'll give Blake credit. He's usually pretty good about picking the playoff drivers.
Yeah,
but
he is.
per race,
you know what it is?
What?
I don't like to talk about people when they're not there. But Blake really likes...
So let me immediately start doing that.
Blake really likes to go for the wild cards.
Yeah.
And he's so knowledgeable.
Yeah.
So he always puts a lot of thought and like a lot of hope in his picks. And usually picking them a week too.
That's happened a non-zero amount of times where Blake has picked someone, they've finished in the back, and then the next week they either win or in the top.
Which makes me think, is there a like Blake or anti-Blake conspiracy within?
Oh, yes.
Maybe the drivers are like, oh, Blake picked us today, for this week. I don't think I'm going to...
Yeah, Breyer's a perfect example because he picked Breyer. Breyer finished in the back, and then the next week won the race.
Exactly, yeah.
But what's... I was going to say, you're in your last race here, Keenan, before we're going to switch things up here. So we'll toss it. We'll bring your show back because we kind of stole it there.
That's fine. I was able to focus and not embarrass myself there.
Yeah, I was going to say, once you...
us.
Yeah, okay. So, all right, so don't blow it on the heat here.
I've been qualifying and kind of just starting from the pole and pulling away. So this time I opted to not qualify. Started from the fourth heat. Ended up getting around everybody. Let's pretend that didn't happen.
See, now he's getting nervous when we're watching.
Yeah.
We have to act like we're not watching.
No, we have to look sternly at his...
No, not Donnie shots. Don't do the Donald.
He's so mad at you that he's going to take you out in the race.
If I ever meet Donnie Shots and he even grins at me, I'm like, well, that's not realistic. The Twitch chat said he doesn't do that.
Do we need to tell Twitch about your beef with Ron Capps, too?
Oh, me and Ron Capps. What's funny is if you tell Ron Capps this, he's going to go, who? But 1 year in the Rallycross All-Stars, all I wanted to do was make one feature, and the grids were pretty stacked. Yeah. And I had to just lightly bump Ron Capps, who is a NHRA pro driver, out of the way. Keep in mind, this dude has made more money in a week than I'll see in my life, right? Next corner, he just cleans me out and kills us both. So he does not remember this.
Yeah.
Every day I wake up, I get my coffee, I have a picture of Ron Capps on the wall that I throw darts at, and that's how I start my day.
Yeah.
Ron Capps, if you're watching, send me $40 and we're good.
But how are you finding it?
The throttle control on the straights is really hard to get used to. Because on pavement, you're just, on dirt, if you're a bit stupid, it just starts skating on the
what's interesting about this discipline in general. There we go. Hold on.
So
So Johnny Gibson does that at the track every time these guys, and they run about 50 races, I think, a year.
How does that dude having a soft?
I don't know how, or not 50. Yeah, not 50.
Day
but
2
there's
of us,
a lot
and
of
my throat's
races
already upset
on the calendar, and I don't know how he has a voice left after doing that.
I mean, I would. But that's cool. We get to get our hands on it pretty soon, so everyone can go out and make pre-orders.
Yeah, you can pre-order. So the game comes out September 17th. If you pre-order the Gold Edition, you'll get it 3 days early, so you can get it the 14th. There's also, we talked a little bit about, but the 2 stars on the cover this year, Donnie Schatz and Brandon Shepard, they actually drive each other. They drive the other's discipline because it's a sprint car and a late model.
What's?
Oh, okay. Okay, I see. All right. I don't know if that came through, but we'll.
Good joke,
Drew,
Dad.
Drew dropped a
Real
dad
funny.
joke for us. Sweeten up because he's so salty.
Yeah, he's so salty, and
Yeah.
we've thrown so much salt at him right now. But to my point, so Donnie Schatz is like the best sprint car driver of all time, basically. But he also drives late models, so we got his late model paint. And then Brandon Shepard, who's the star cover of the late model drivers, he also has driven sprint cars. So that's the pre-order bonus. You get to get the paint schemes for both of them. So it's kind of a cool deal.
So Keenan, how has it been? Like, I know we got some of your insights. You were talking about the throttle, but like, what is your main takeaways? Like, what is gonna make you like say, okay, this is why I need this?
So I'll boil it down and keep it really simple. I think those who are more familiar with World of Outlaws, whether it's the series or the games or both, can do what I've done here, turn all the assists off, crank the AI up all the way, and really have some good races, jump online, run some leagues. And for those who are like, just want a really solid, fun racing game with a good career progression and a really good presentation with the music and the announcing and everything, it's still good to learn. Like when I started, what was it, Tuesday?
Yeah.
That we tried it out. I couldn't keep it off the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So even in 2 days, I still haven't turned any of the assists on. I can making passes now. I'm going to the top and the bottom. Obviously, some series I'm doing better than others, but if I get quiet and want to and keep retrying something, that's usually because I'm into it and I'm hooked. So I think whether you're watching this going, wow, I don't know anything about dirt racing, but it looks cool, I guess this isn't for me. Absolutely. That's why we're playing it on a controller. That's why we're trying to show off different forms of, obviously, we expect things to be always on a wheel, but I think if all you have at home is an Xbox and you think this is cool, or a PlayStation, you think this is cool, worldofoutlaws.game.com.
Yeah, worldofoutlaws.game.com. Pick it up. September 17th is when it comes out. If you pre-order now, you can also, the Gold Edition comes with all the additional DLC that's been announced at this point. So I believe there's at least 2 tracks on the docket, Oswego and Hussitz, I believe, or Hussitz you mentioned earlier. So yeah, go pick it up. But with that, Keenan's going to do a little tap dance right now because he's got to switch it over. Can you grab them?
Yeah, there we go.
So,
no, I need the papers. I'm an idiot.
Oh, yes, he needs his paper. But while we're getting Keenan ready, we're going to toss it away. And let's take a look at what we're doing next.
Exo.
All right, so now
We switched.
Camille, you're
Yeah.
in the rig now.
I'm so upset. I think Keenan was just like, hey, you're talking that salty stuff?
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna sit
He
in
threw
the
your
rig right now.
your sugar's sitting over here.
I
He didn't
know.
accept it.
Can
So
I can I just not like do bad?
well, at least you're so last time you were in a rig it didn't
no.
it didn't go very well, but
it was undocumented, so
yes.
no one knew.
No, it was on Countdown to Green. We saw it. Remember? We ran the
Yeah,
video.
we ran the
yeah, we
video.
saw it, but
I think
you can only
I
go
blacked
up from
out
here.
after
yeah,
that.
you
Like
can
I
only
blacked
go
out that
up from
memory.
here.
Oh no!
Yes.
Oh no!
But
Pray for me,
Exo Cross is currently one of the cool games that we have been able to put out as a studio, and you're going to play a little bit right now. You're actually going to play some of the challenges.
Yeah.
But first thing we do before we get into that, we can actually customize your car a little bit. So it's all
Okay.
set up in Keenan's purple and everything, and yeah, exactly. So
mean,
we're going to
I-
change it up here, but I think we're good to go.
I think obviously we'll go into that in just a bit. You said purple, right? And matching the hair, I'm guessing. Was
Yeah.
that the choice?
Keenan, are you looking for
I
something?
mean, I feel like having a purple car is just good aesthetic as well. So it's pretty cool. But chat,
Next
it's
to the
been so
paper.
great. But Keenan,
I
hope Keenan did not. I mean, chat's saying that you might have been too comfortable in the seat and things might have passed from your body. But we're not going to go there. We're not going to go there.
In the meantime, Camille. Yeah. Okay. All right. So anyway, we're going to jump to the screen here.
Yeah.
We've been trying to find something. Drew's been trying to tell us where it is. I don't know where it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
did he?
Okay.
Okay.
But all right, so we can see your car now. So go ahead. You can change it up a little bit. So you
I
can change your
mean-
number, your flag, your
Okay.
LED, and then the primary and secondary of the color.
You know
here.
what?
So-
I'm going to just go for aesthetic. Let's see. I know usually I do try to go for purple because purple's my favorite color. But I think I'm going to do a little bit of maybe a orange. What are you thinking, chat? What are some of your favorite colors? Okay, so I'm gonna get maybe the main body here. We're gonna do I think I'm thinking bright colors. What goes well with orange? Ooh.
You could do a black. So I usually do black as the secondary.
Okay.
So that's my go-to to just sort of do kind of a two-tone look.
Okay.
Also, what's kind of cool as well, and you didn't use this yesterday, but something that might be cool is you're unpacking earbuds, I think, for Camille to use, so they're not yucky yours. Yes. Yeah. But also on the top colors, there's also some nice metallic ones too. So if you keep going to the edge there,
Yeah,
we can get a chance to
I
show
saw
that.
a few of them here.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa! I didn't see.
So that's kind of the shininess if you want to
Yeah,
go with
that-
shiny orange as well as in there.
Okay, wait. That looks nice. The shiny
like that?
orange is looking
Yeah.
pretty sweet. I'm thinking, the two-tone thing, but I want a little more of a pop.
Okay.
Do just orange on orange? No.
Could just do orange and orange.
But do something that just stands out and says hey,
So if you wanna
I may
actually
not
hear
be
the
the
game,
greatest on this, but we're gonna look good while doing it. That's what I'm trying to live by. The foam green and the gray.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm feeling
chat.
that.
I see you black and the fluorescent green, red and black. Shadow the Hedgehog, bringing that red and black. Okay, so I think I like that. Do we do Shadow? Should we do Shadow?
We could do Shadow.
Do we do
you
a
wanna be
shiny
evil?
Shadow?
Do we have the rights for that?
Yeah, can we say...
We
can
just say Shadow.
Shadow? Oh, yeah, that's right.
We're just
Shadow.
saying Shadow.
Definitely
Shadow the
nobody-
Hedgehog.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do the red and the black. Oh, the fluorescent green and black would be good too.
So I've seen,
Okay, let's
red
do
and
red and
black,
black.
Shadow. I've seen black and fluorescent green. Someone wants seafoam green.
Seafoam. What?
If I see
Whatever
foam, I eat
happened
it.
to just regular green and maybe a greener green? What is
Well,
seafoam green?
Like an
chat?
aqua?
Like, is that
Jimmy,
aqua?
mint green.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Hello.
Yeah. Sort of Jimmy Broadbent Miata green.
I
Yeah.
drive a BMW.
I drive
into
a BMW.
I'm going to get mad at Arrow and his DMs for this. Oi, oi.
Okay, so I think chat's saying let's do Shadow for sure.
Okay.
That's like a shiny. That's not quite the red. We may not be able to go shiny red. We need like a real.
I love how she's having fun with this.
Yes.
Yesterday I was like, purple, done.
Yeah, exactly. You unfortunately have your brand, so
Yeah.
it's very easy. We didn't
Cool.
get to go through it.
Is that's not really Shadow, but let me get the under body of black, purple, and pink. I would, but we already committed to Shadow. Wait, did I just pass black?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. You're
they're
being
saying
escorted out of the paint booth, so
okay,
make sure
fine,
you save your changes. Please tell me you
I
saved
think
it.
I think I did. Yeah.
Okay, we're good.
Imagine if I
All right.
didn't, we would take another hour
So,
doing that.
yep.
Okay.
So we're gonna go to Alpha Terra.
Yeah.
So Keenan so the red ones are the developer trophies. Let's just get you on track first.
I think we can get her walking out with
Yeah,
I think the fact that
let's
Cisco
walk before we
has
can run.
witnessed firsthand how bad I did in the rig is just like, let's just get her on the track and see how it goes
All right.
from there. Okay.
Yeah, so you're going to go to the left and do A1 here.
Fine.
So you kind of get to learn. So this is this four-wheel drive or is this rear drive?
It's four drive. Everything Exo's four-wheel drive.
I wasn't paying attention.
No, you're good.
She
You're good.
also, we threw it into the wolves because it's my settings from yesterday.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
All the assists are off. There's no steering assist.
Do we want to turn some of that on, maybe?
I think we
Well, I'm
could
already in
after a
this one.
spectacular
Let's
accident.
Yeah.
try.
I want to
Just
see a
let
wheel
you-
fly.
Yeah,
off
I just
first.
want to. Oh, okay.
But yeah, gas brake, kind of intuitive. That's your two triggers. Your handbrake's on your A button on your controller.
So
That's
you'll
a
hit
boost on
Y
the liar.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's restart this challenge. Let's just do this
So
again.
your boost is your A button, your green button, and then stick to drive. Pretty simple.
Yep.
And
Go ahead and hit that boost here.
Oh wait, sorry. What was the boost? I
Eight.
wasn't paying attention. There's
there we go. I've had my done
There's
it.
a tree.
We got it.
Wait. No.
So hit the start button if you want.
Okay. Wait.
And then settings.
Okay.
Yep.
Because yeah.
And
let's-
you see some assists there, your stability control, your traction control, your anti-lock brakes.
I think ABS probably.
I would go all three.
All three? Okay.
It really like helps the car.
Yeah, it does.
It's not like a shot. Like it's,
Yeah.
when I came and played this when we were going down to New Jersey,
Yeah.
I had to turn the assists on.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Like it was.
So
Wait. Oh, not stability. Sorry. Did you say assist?
yeah, so traction control will turn up. Let's go 3 on that.
Okay.
Oh,
3
there's
on
a
your
slider.
stability. Yeah, and then anti-lock will just be on.
Okay.
Do that.
It'll
and
make
then
it feel a
save.
lot more stable.
Yeah. So
It's
go
not
ahead and
gonna
hit
be floaty.
X there.
Okay,
Save
okay,
it.
cool.
All right.
Cool, cool.
Let's give it a shot now.
Oh, let's restart this though.
Yeah.
Okay.
See if I can find
Watch
her
out for
friends.
that tree. I know.
Yeah,
It
can
just
you,
came out of nowhere.
I'm not sure.
There you go. So your boost is A, by the way.
Okay.
There
Okay.
you go.
Yeah.
So you can
Look
hear
at
that start to go off now.
I'm liking seeing this. This is a bit shaky for me. On these turns, you could slide in a little. But I actually
Hey, you got a bronze. You already got a medal.
But it's not first place. That's like being
all right.
Blake. That's being Blake in picks.
Oh
was
yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, if you like what you're seeing so far, is Camille is
Let's
going to
try.
do another. She's going after that gold trophy.
I
If you
am.
like it, you can look at top here. You could, or rather over there. You can pick up your copy of Exo Cross today. It's available on Xbox, Xbox One, Series X and S, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and then Steam, both for Windows and also Linux, which is actually really cool because
That's wild. You told me that
There-
yesterday. I didn't believe you.
yeah, there's not a lot of Linux racing games that have like direct support through Steam OS, so it's kind of a cool deal for us. One of our developers in the office is a big Linux guy,
Of course.
and he was like, "Oh yeah, I could actually like play this on my machine and everything." So it's a really cool deal. That was actually. I'm being told to go look at a question in chat,
I'm
but
getting- I'm
currently
working on
somebody has moved my chat.
So when
window.
when
Quick
Camille
question.
jumped out and I tried to get in for World of Outlaws, I had
It's
my
okay, I
laptop
got
set up with all the chat and immediately kicked it, and then all the internet turned off.
Yeah.
So
It's okay. I got it.
we now have
Got
Twitch-
it?
Yeah.
So, how many get entered in the super session of Crandon on Saturday? Top so many in points order.
20.
Yeah, so it's the top 20 of those who register for the race. So we were talking a little bit about this on the forums because people are a little bit confused. So we have that cutoff line that we show with the standings. That assumes everyone's going to. Okay, Drew will actually be able to show us this. But basically, whoever wants to race in it can race in it on Saturday. The Super Sessions, that's basically your ranking. So if you normally, how iRacing works is it takes your overall ranking and seeds you by that. What it actually lets you do then on Saturday for the main events, it's the drivers with the best points total who register for that race, and then it seeds it by that. So
Because that's how I got in last year. Right?
Exactly.
I was a
well,
higher
you were
seed.
19th actually, so you got in on merit.
Yeah, but I was truck 16.
Yeah,
or
you were truck
15 by the end of the
16
day.
because only like 16, 17 people out of that top 20 made it. It starts to fill with everyone else in the points. So we'll take a look at that here in a moment. Camille, you moved on to
Yeah, I
challenge
did.
2.
I am getting ahead of myself. I did see also, I know you're going to go through that. Oh, no. Oh, I should not have moved on. Oh, no. Oh, no. But I do see someone in chat asked if this game is good on weaker PCs, but it's Xbox and
Yes.
PlayStation.
Yeah, Saturn was actually asking that if this game.
Yeah, I mean,
if
like-
you could play it. Yeah. You've got a controller right now, you're playing it, and
Yeah, sorry to take over for you here, but she's playing on a controller. That's kind of the reason why we're doing controllers for our 2 console games, is to show that it's still accessible and fun on a controller. I played through this whole game top to bottom on my PC on a wheel, and I had a great time with it. I went time trialed and did some of the special events as well. So much like World of Outlaws, regardless, especially with Exo, regardless of your platform or what you have to play it with, I've seen on PC at least top times on keyboard.
yes, people are doing keyboard as well with times and everything. So yes, you can play this on a variety of systems. The minimum requirements, if you're looking for the PC copy, that is on Steam, so you can always check that for if your PC is good enough. But I think I saw like maybe a 1060 was in like base requirements.
it'll
you
run on a
don't-
TI-83 calculator, and
Yeah.
it's a 4.5 gig update
If you-
for a 24 video game. That's unheard of.
Yeah. And then is Saturn on iRacing? Because I think if Saturn's on iRacing,
I don't think.
but
so.
if your computer can run iRacing, it could probably run this. But again, to reintroduce everybody, Arrow, you're with us all week.
Hello.
Keenan, I'm Cisco. So you've actually seen me sort of directing the show. I'm here kind of because we have Camille in. Camille, our host for Countdown to Green. So every other Tuesday night that we have the eNASCAR show, she's doing the breakdown for everything going on there. But what we're actually going to do is put a pause on you because we finally got our Crandon points in, so we can take a look at where the rankings are right now. So we'll see that on screen over here. And looking down, Daniel got bumped down again. I think he was 13th this morning, and he just lost a couple.
We talked about it a little bit right off the show, is that I think if you're in that top 10 at this point, you're probably good.
Yes.
So Shattuck moved up in points.
Yeah, because he won today.
Golding's
so,
right up
yeah.
there. Crystal's looking pretty safe. We talked to her yesterday. She said she's probably not going to race the rest of the week. If you're 15th on back, you're in the hot seat. I think you're in the danger zone. And then on the other side of that, I think if you're 25th, 30th looking in, there's still a race tonight, and then there's still 2 races tomorrow. So still plenty of time to get into that top 20.
Yep. I'm going to see. I just want to make sure Alex Miller is not in the top 30.
Nah, he'll probably be racing tonight. Got a couple Canadians there, too.
Well, we don't want Alex Miller in the top
You got
20.
Greg Johnson. Let's go, Greg. Racecraft Greg.
See who else in there. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there he is, 21st.
Yep. I saw Brian Sawyer today.
Steve Clark's in chat. He's Alex is 33rd, so he's 33rd. He's got a fan in chat.
If only he could have a big fan.
Yeah. No, he's not here.
Shout out to Davin. We got to get Davin down here.
Yeah, that's true. That's
How
true.
we doing?
Can we see next page by any chance?
Whoa, look at it go. It's like he can hear you.
Looking down, this is where we start to see maybe some of the drivers who run in the morning splits who we may not see in the evening, but because they're kind of doing the Europe split. So you can see, I think that Ant is, I think that was Australia. I saw a Spanish flag in there too, and Netherlands. But again, if you want to run, there's still plenty of qualifiers available. You only need one. You only need to do one, and it takes your top points, and then from there you'll get seeded. And, well, to be honest, if you don't have time, you don't have time either. You could just run the super session.
Yeah, and if I'm correct, the higher the SOF that you're in for the race, the more points you get.
Yeah.
Tomorrow there's going to be a lot of meat on the bone. So obviously, if you've won today or yesterday, that's great. But tonight and both races tomorrow, if you end up winning those, you may see some people from 60th, 70th get jumped all the way up the leaderboard. So.
Yeah, and Drew talking in our headset. Yeah, again, if not all those top 20 are probably going to race in both the races, and then it goes to the next highest person. So that's it. So that's if you're looking at it like, man, I don't know, maybe my SOF's a little bit lower. Still try and get it.
I mean, that's what we did last year.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm probably not going to get it, but we'll go for it, you know. And then we ended up getting in. I'm saying we because you spotted.
Yeah.
16th or 17th.
Yeah, we were. You were 16th. Yeah, because I ended up spotting you that day. Yeah, so if Timothy doesn't end up showing up for whatever reason, or more likely Daniel, you saw him 13th there, he's probably not going to run the evening split.
Oh, he will.
Oh, he will? Okay, but if he wasn't going to, then it would fall to Greg Johnson would move up. He would be in that top split. If somebody else falls out, that goes to Zachary if they're around. Now, if Greg and Zachary don't run, then it falls to Jack, then it falls to Justin, and so on and so forth. So with that, that's our jump back to Crandon. We're going to go back to Exo. Camille, you're on A3 now, I think. So
should I go back to A1? Like, my goal while I'm here is at least get silver. So, like, what?
I think that's very doable.
That's doable, right?
So we can coach you through this.
Let's go back to A1.
All right, A1.
Right?
Yep.
I'm going to ask you guys to coach me.
Okay.
So you have my Ghost there as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's I've got 20 hours in the game now, and that's just on my own Steam playthrough. So biggest things that I found is don't boost right out of the gate.
Yep,
Okay.
you were a little late on it there, so you can kick it in a little sooner, probably once you get second gear, probably.
Yeah. Like, I would wait a little bit, wait till you're out of the earlier gear so you're not wheel spinning. It's not something you'd ever think about. But
and you're all the way down on the trigger, right?
Okay.
Chat's asking where Chris Leone is. Where in the world is Chris?
He's having a margarita, probably.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where he is.
Well, yesterday we just kept saying his name and then he just showed up.
He showed up and then disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Jump
clearly
scared me.
He went, hi, he went, say his name, and
treat.
Treat!
See, this is
So don't do that.
these trees just come out of nowhere.
You're from Canada. You should be used to seeing trees.
I know,
Well, you're from
right?
Toronto. It's not the same.
Well, I'm outside of Toronto. There's lots of trees.
Yeah, so about so you can see the little gear icon next to your RPM down there. So once you get to number 2 next time around, that's probably when you want to kick and boost.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. And then nice and easy.
How'd you go so fast?
I don't have a social life, Camille.
Yeah, Camille, you're here visiting and doing social things.
I eat spaghetti and play racing games. Ladies,
Oh my gosh, you're too funny.
if you want to DM me, it's AEROT. That's a joke.
Yep,
Please don't
go
do
ahead and
that.
get on the boost here.
Okay.
There we go. And you're taking, so if you follow the Ghost through the line here, you're in the right spot on the track. I think it's just the whole shot we need to work on at
Okay,
this point.
okay.
Yeah. I would just wait a beat, like go, bang, boost, and then use the whole bar for this one.
Okay.
And the other thing is, try to be as gentle on the thumbstick as you can.
Oh.
The harder movement you're going, the more the car is going to try and turn.
Yeah.
And you're going to lose speed.
Okay, I think that's also, because you'll see my wheels slip a little bit.
Yeah. See, you still have all your boost in your meter. You see the bottom left?
Yeah.
You got that whole thing.
See, I guess I'm just scared to go too fast.
Listen, if you're not crashing, you're not learning.
That is, you did tell me that off the start of the broadcast.
So boost.
It's like
There
anything.
you go. Perfect.
You got to throw yourself out of your comfort
Much
zone.
better
That's the
whole
way to
shot
learn.
there. I think we can turn off her traction control.
That might be hindering.
I think that might be hindering
the
you
stability
a
of
little
the
bit.
ABS.
I don't think we need it on anymore. I think you've got this at this point.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right. So go
so-
ahead and hit restart, and let's pause. Yep. So let's turn your stability and traction down now.
So something
to
that
1 or
Off.
just off?
Let's try
Oh.
off.
So something I talked to Matt about yesterday.
Yes.
That I think
So-
still applies to this.
Oh, did I not save it? Save.
Yep. There you go.
Okay.
Is this a lot of the promo of this made it look very I don't like arcade sim, but arcadey.
Yeah.
So
Look at how she got off the
super-
line.
yeah.
Yeah.
There
That's
we
what
go.
it was.
Yeah, that
you were
was-
spinning the wheels.
You guys were holding me back.
Hey. Yeah.
Exo Cross is super in-depth video game, super in-depth in terms of its handling model. So if you are somebody who's a bit more comfortable with off-road, like I said, you could whack all the assists off, and there's so
And
much here. There you go.
Not only
Cool.
silver. There it is. Yeah. We just had to.
They were holding me back.
Oops.
It was rigged.
You can blame me. It's fine.
Rigged.
Yeah, I didn't want you to embarrass me on TV.
No. I appreciate the help. That's good to know, though. I think like having the traction and stability controls on actually helped me get used to like where I needed to be on the track.
Just like you're with sim racing, you're kind of speedrunning, learning how to play racing games right now.
Yes.
Yeah,
This is how you learn. You
this
learn
is
with all the
literally
edges
what
on,
we've
and then
all-
once
yes.
you got to that edge, you take
Okay.
everything off.
So do we?
Yep. We can go back to
Am I
A2.
ready?
I think you're ready to go to A2.
Okay. Chat, am I ready?
So this one's going to be a little bit easier because I think it's just straight down the back stretch of
Yep.
speedring.
Nope, there's the
A little bit of a turn at the end. So
And this
because
is
you're
one
just
shot.
going, try and shortcut as much as you can on this straightaway
Yeah.
here. So follow the ghost. And you're going to go left, but I
Yeah,
think
it's
the
just
line's before the end of the turn. No, it
Ooh.
isn't.
No, it's
Uh-oh.
not.
Oh. Oh.
I didn't need it. We're
I
good.
didn't need it. Chat.
good.
It's going good.
Oh,
Chat.
silvers. I think silvers.
Yeah. I'm so bad.
I've been
Hey,
practicing this for
I was
weeks.
scared.
Ooh.
You want to tap boost on go and then full boost after like a second. Okay, chat, I hear you.
It depends on the challenge too, because a lot of them that are faster, you don't want to like, you kind of want to let it build a bit, and then
Yeah.
she's correct.
Yep. We'll
Choose
go
a
to
This
two.
A3.
one's like right off the corner there. Okay.
Yes, there are 2 Canadians here. I'm outnumbered.
Oh, how's it going, bud?
Yeah.
Hey.
Heading on down there. We went down to Dunkin' Donuts. I said, "Where's the double doubles at?" We don't have that here. I'm like, "What do you mean don't have that?" Unfortunately, like my Canadian accent usually includes a lot of swearing.
Yeah.
I'm from the north. That's what we do.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, I don't even notice the Canadian accent. Like, I don't think.
I do it when I get mad now, because I'm from like Sudbury. Like I'm from
Oh,
the
yeah.
sticks.
Oh, yeah.
So when I moved
yeah,
for
you're
school,
all
and
up in Letterkennyville.
I had to drive
Yeah.
by the farm to go to my mom's house for Christmas.
Oh, wow.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to try. Oh, I forgot to go boost on go. Anyways,
Can I get that again?
let's see.
The World of Outlaws tracks on Outlaws 24 laser scanned in. We're going to talk to Matt Lewis again tomorrow. Dustin
Yeah,
knows.
we'll talk to Matt tomorrow and find out. I don't personally know myself, so
Yeah, you can ask literally John World of Outlaws.
we can ask Matt tomorrow. So come on
Yeah.
back and we'll ask Matt that.
If you have very specific questions about Woo, the new Woo game, Matt Lewis will be here tomorrow, and he'll
We'll see
be
if we
more
can,
than
yeah,
happy.
Yeah, we can see if we can ask him some of that. She's cracked chat, Alex. Oh, Paul's back. Paul's awake.
How did I crack chat?
Looks fun. Does this have Moza support? Sorry if already asked. So I don't personally have a Moza product at home,
I believe so.
but it took me all of 5 minutes to get my Thrustmaster TX.
Okay,
working.
so yeah, I mean, if there's PC wheel support, chances are
Yeah.
probably supports. All right, so Camille, this is the whole lap now.
Oh.
So you've done 3 segments now. This is the whole lap.
Okay, here we go.
So you're going to string together everything you learned in A1, 2, and 3, okay? So you got the first turn here.
Ooh, I went a little too far.
Oh, no,
in.
tree. Nope,
No.
you're good.
I'm cutting through the trees, but not well enough.
Left 4, cut.
You're
Yeah.
getting away from me. Oh my gosh, your ghost is haunting me right now. How are you so far?
But to Smoke and Haze, yes, I believe it does have Moses support.
Ooh,
little bit.
Yeah,
Yep,
see, yeah.
yep,
Wait,
oh,
we
and over,
we
yep.
gotta reset that.
So when we
Reset
talked
that.
about you got to be easy on the thumbstick, that's
Yeah.
why. So
So just Tank, I had all 3 chats open yesterday, and they were working today. But when she got here, I tripped on something, and now my laptop doesn't have internet anymore.
oh, nice.
So I definitely broke
Wait,
something.
no, I wasn't
Didn't I
happy
give
with
you
that.
the password yesterday?
For my phone.
Oh, I see. That's Automod. I please. That's
I'm not touching that. Leave
That's
that right
very
there.
funny.
It's funny.
Do that.
Here you go.
You're picking this up like
Yeah.
fairly quickly. So you turned in a little early
Yeah,
because of that.
and a little too hard on the thumbstick.
Yeah,
there,
and you're in
yeah.
the water too, which does make a difference.
Yeah.
Anytime you're in that water, it just slides right over.
Yeah, but yeah, you've been able to pick this up actually really easily.
Honestly, it has been, thankfully,
Yeah.
a good way to like just kind of introduce myself to this game. Like how
And there
long
you
have we
go,
been playing? Like, there we go,
Is
Cisco.
that gold or is that bronze?
That's
I
bronze.
think that's bronze.
Is that bronze?
Yeah. Was brought.
Come on,
Does gold mean something else in America?
It's the light. I'm blind. Turns out I'm
I know that the U.S. hockey team is used to not getting gold.
Cisco's so
I thought it was gold.
You're
I'm
so
so
positive.
sorry.
You're like, there you go. I'm like,
I'm gonna get fact checked on that. I'm not-
but honestly, it has been so easy to pick up. Like, we've been playing for maybe half hour, right?
Not even. has
Not
it been?
I
even, right?
don't think it's been that long.
Yeah, it's 105 there, so we hot minute, but thank you, Tank.
It's addictive, right? Like, especially
because I want to get faster. I want to get faster. I want to get faster.
especially having Keenan's ghost here.
Yeah. Oh no!
Wait,
Goodbye.
Drew
got the air.
Wait. Okay. Yes, I am getting the bug. Okay, look. This is
Yep.
gonna be cool.
Yep.
And a cool thing about Exo Cross too is there is the 3 vehicles, and I think the initial impression of that is, wow, there's only 3 cars, but they all drive so different.
They're almost like different classes.
Yeah,
at that point.
honestly,
Yeah.
yes. This is the Vulcan that we're starting off with now. Very user-friendly. You can kind of just stay full throttle probably 80-90% of the time.
Yeah.
You're in those 7,000s, dude. I don't even go near the boost because it scares the Jeepers out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
this turn. Oh!
Ooh,
That's
middle,
the-
and you got the curb. Yeah.
That turn is dangerous.
So fun fact, I worked on a bunch of the on the story cutscenes for this, but we also did some of the in-game footage. That ramp curb, I've probably launched off that thing 1,000 times
yeah.
because
Oh, yeah?
I'll cut it. I'm like, yes, I can make this,
You're
and then
like,
as the
oh,
car
yeah.
goes flying off into the tree, they're like, no, I can't make this.
Almighty Clan, if you pick up Exo Cross right now, you'll be excited to know that Space Wheatland is featured in the video.
You had to get that once, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, your ghost is getting away.
Yeah. Well, that's nice having you here. That's. Oh,
See,
oh no.
what is the trick to that turn?
So. It's actually not.
Shout out to Star Fox Peppy right there. Use the brake.
Use the brake. Oh, all right.
Chad, if only you could hear. Drew should just put his like. Oh my
They
God.
flew her down from
He's
another
like,
country
use
to
the
failure.
brake,
Unbelievable.
maybe. Yes, noted. Will do.
So Drew's doing these tomorrow.
Oh, also you've been fact checked.
Yeah?
Also, the USA won the last 5 golds.
Not
in
if I
ice
choose
hockey.
to not read that. Much like the USA, I will choose which facts I believe in.
You know what it is, Canadians? We just like to enjoy
Yeah,
the Olympics.
that-
You
yeah.
know, we just go to enjoy. Have a good
I love the
time.
Summer Olympics because if we win anything, I'm like, sweet, that's one more medal that I thought we were going to get. Like, I'll tell you what, we don't really know how to run or whatever. We can throw some hammers.
Exactly.
We won gold in women's and men's hammer throwing.
Yeah.
We throw the heck out of a hammer.
Hey, we could run.
Oh, we did run.
Track?
You're right.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
right.
So I think coming out of that second corner there,
Yeah.
you're sort of apexing a little bit late. You want to start turning a little bit sooner and let the car roll out to the outside without
Okay.
you having to take it there.
Okay.
Because remember, the car's still moving fast, so the momentum will take you to the outside of the turn. So you can kind of see there, it kind of
Yeah.
takes the outside. You don't have to turn as much, and you can see on the Ghost, Keenan's able to use that to kind of slingshot into your momentum off the corner. So the key to this is really just let the car drive itself a little bit.
Ooh, oh, the brakes! I forgot.
So you had the right idea, though.
Yeah.
Just a
Yeah.
little bit early.
Yeah, just
You
a little
have
bit
that-
earlier, but yeah.
Brakes a little bit earlier. Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying? Okay.
And you have that ramp on the right side. Obviously, you don't want to hit the beginning part of it, but it is like a different surface, and we'll have a different grip level.
Yep.
So you can almost use that to your advantage.
All right, let's
Yeah.
see.
You're
It's
gonna run.
that one
Yep,
turn.
Yep.
you
Oop,
know?
little bit much there.
A little bit,
And remember,
yeah.
you can go off there. It's not the end of the world. There's no wall there.
Okay, it's coming up. I'm getting nervous. This turn is
All right,
the worst. Oh, why did I
Brake.
boost?
Yep.
You're good.
You're good. Boost. There you go.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's.
So now we just have to work on getting you to roll out of the corner a little bit
Yeah.
better, and you'll be right there. There's silver
There's the
already.
silver.
Yep. You're getting it.
Chat.
You're figuring it up.
Guys, we
You're
did
getting it.
together, silver. That's again, Canadians just trying to have a good time, not necessarily going for the gold. Silver, I'm very happy with. I'm very happy with.
Now,
silver.
what we could do, if you wanted to go to a different zone and see some of the other world, we could also do that too.
Yeah, I will. After I have one more attempt.
Okay.
The environments in this game too are
Yes.
breathtaking. It's
Yeah,
genuinely
it's
beautiful.
beautiful.
The lore for this game, we're on planet Proteus, which is cool. But they built different tracks in different climates, so there's kind of a different look to each of the 4 zones. So where do you want to go after this? Do you want
Definitely not the last one.
Not the last one.
I
don't want to go to
do that
Rainbow
tomorrow
Road
if we have time.
Okay, yeah, we'll
It's-
do that.
It's a blast, but
Oh.
either
Little bit to the left.
Yeah, I
see,
like-
See, now you're ahead of your movements, so you
Yeah,
cut too
so
far
I'm
left too
cutting too far
early.
left.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll try one more time on this track, and then we'll go to some of the others, because, yeah, the environment's really beautiful.
like how the sand looks too,
Yes.
and like how it affects the tire.
Ooh,
And then
sand.
the very blue water, which
Yeah.
slightly concerns me, that there might be free radicals in that or something
Yeah, it's
like
You're
a
that.
like,
Proteus
why is
problem,
the
not our
water so
problem.
blue?
Yeah.
That's what water used to look
That's
like.
what water used to look like.
Okay, all right, here we
Or maybe it's
go. Oh, see?
ooh, no.
Oh, I hit the ramp. You know what?
and
She had a vendetta with that ramp.
The ramp was not my friend, but we're going to go quit this challenge. We'll go into some other challenges to see the environments. Or do you want to?
Um,
So that's all the same world, just
Okay.
different
Yeah.
parts of the track.
okay.
Okay. Well,
Why
I
don't
had
you-
a good time. This was
Yeah.
really fun.
Why don't we
It's-
switch it up?
Sure.
You can take us to.
Yeah.
Why don't you take us to the track? You
Because it
just
does
name
get
dropped.
faster
Yeah.
with the cars, right?
Oh, so thank
I think
you for
we'll.
not throwing me into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you wanna-
Do you want to take it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was gonna
sure.
say you want to take it.
Goodness.
Why
Should
don't
I?
you take us to the track that you just name dropped?
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. We can go to a different track too. Yeah. So we're gonna switch it out in the meantime here. Reminder: if you do want to pick up your copy of Exo Cross, I'm gonna make sure I mute the right ones there. Yep. If you do want to pick up your copy of Exo Cross, go on Steam. You can find it there, or you can find it on the Xbox Store or the PlayStation Store. You can get it for PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series X, and as well, you can get it on Linux with Steam, or you can get it on your Windows machine with Steam. So all of those are available. Pick it up today. You can go play it, and you can go play it right now. It's out. This isn't a pre-order. Come grab it. You could be playing in the next. And by the way, this game's 5 gigs for those of you installing on like computer and everything. That's like gone right there. I think some of the new AAA games that came out are like 100 gigs. Yeah.
Ain't
We'll
100
turn you
gigs.
back on.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome back.
I'm so happy to be
How was
back
your
here.
space vacation?
Honestly, I had so much fun in space. Not good with ramps in
Yeah.
space.
Yeah, well.
Obviously, you learned that. But I had a really good time in space. Happy to be back here on the chair with
All
you,
right.
though. And now I could just be a little salty. Maybe we would have to pull these out again.
Okay, yeah, just to
Swinging it
kind
up.
of ward it away.
Yeah, be a little bit salty
Yeah.
to Keenan over there.
Are you? Did you get yourself sorted over there? Okay. So what? Did you unplug your Ethernet with your foot? Is what happened? Yep. Good job. Good job there, champ. But yeah. So we're gonna actually look at one of the different environments. We'll get to Championship 2 here. Actually, do we go to a different one? I think we do in the second one. Yeah. Let's do a different car. Okay.
Oh, he's
There we
good.
go.
So
Yep.
they've given me the microphone again. So we could do different environments. We're going to see a lot of those similar environments in this one, but we've been driving the Vulcan for 2 days. Vulcan's very lower power,
Yeah.
heavier, which you think would be worse, but it kind of makes everything a little bit easier
Yep.
to control. The Orion is the next logical
Yes.
step up, and the perfect in between with the Orion and the Titan.
Yes.
So it's the 3000, got a bit more power, a little bit less weight. So it's a very good in between, and it genuinely feels like a totally different
Yes. So we're gonna hop in with the Orion and start the championship.
car.
Oh yeah.
No, nope. There.
Your car's been reverted back.
I
to game.
know.
Yeah.
No customization.
All right. Well, it's just gonna be you two. I have to go back and push some more buttons.
Okay.
So I'll let you two keep at it. But all right, Orion time. Good luck, Keenan.
I'll do my best.
I'm going to stick around for a little bit. Keenan here. I'm here supporting you, cheering you on while we go.
All right.
Yeah. Honestly, seeing you just have all the experience in the world definitely makes it a little bit, makes me a little bit hesitant when I look at trying to try a game that you are obviously perfect at right now, Keenan.
Wow.
But it actually wasn't that bad. I wasn't as bad as I thought I would be. It's good. And I picked it up really quickly. I think my favorite thing about this is the world looks so beautiful. I think that's going to attract you, but then when you're on the track itself, you get that bug. I think the challenges as well is a nice way to introduce yourself to getting accustomed to do a full track. So yeah, if you're interested in it, if this is your first time seeing Exo, like you should definitely pick it up, try it out. It's so easy to get used to. You love it.
And the AI are like very scalable. It's something that I wrote a Steam review for this.
Yeah.
Where I think Exo Cross is at its best when you put it right to the edge of what you're able to do. So if all you can do is like, oh, I'm having a good challenge on medium, then play the game on medium. But I cranked everything up and was really struggling at first, and having to retry races, but. With those retries, you're getting better and better and kind of learning how the game worked, and that's where I had a lot of fun, was feeling that progression. And that's a wall, and that's still a wall. That's fine.
It's okay. It's okay. Who cares?
I'm leaving a present for my. Oh, it's my friend's still.
well, and I think
obstacles.
the cool thing is too, like the fact that you can play like as you see, or you don't see because sound frame, but you're playing on controller. So if you're used to playing games and it may seem overwhelming to go full on wheel, this is a great way to like introduce you to that. If you're used to like having a wheel, you could also do that too, just plug it in, right?
Yeah.
So you have that flexibility because of how the game works. You're going to be good on either ends.
Yeah, it's a perfect, and when I was running for leaderboard times, one of the top times was using keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
So it's whatever you're comfortable with will be doable. And there's, as far as I can tell, there's no discernible advantage to one input over the other. It's just whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you're immersed with, whatever you have. So if you're on the Xbox and the PlayStation and all you have is a DualShock or one of these, perfect, you'll be fine. If you do have a wheel for your console, or if you're on the PC and want to run your iRacing setup, you can absolutely do that too. So I like having racing games in my library that I don't need to plug my wheel in for every single time.
Yeah.
Like I really like that because it's a whole deal. It's a whole deal and a whole big thing to deal with. So to have an option and still be able to have fun with it or without it, it's great. I love that part about it.
Yeah, now, I'm referring back to chat here. We got a few comments in chat, which is so great to have you all here and celebrating. But there is a chat there. It kind of scrolled up, so I'm going to refer to my phone. If I buy Exo Cross, is coming up. But yes, I also see some comments. Do I get a Camille in the corner cheering me on? I mean, hey, I'm always in your corner cheering you on.
Get a job, you bum.
No.
He's from my chat. I'm bullying him a little bit.
Yeah. So yeah, if you buy Exo Cross, do you get a Camille? Do you get me in the corner cheering you on? I mean, hey, just tweet out your clips to iRacing, and I will try to reply and cheer you on. Okay, so maybe kind of where we can. But I'm always on everyone's side if it comes to racing. You got to give it a try. Also, there is some new viewers here, so you may be wondering where Cisco went. He couldn't take this anymore. He wanted to give Exo Cross a try, so that's what he's doing right now.
Yeah,
No,
you're right.
yeah,
I like
he
your
just-
answer a lot better, actually.
Yeah, right? That's what he's doing. No, I'm like, he actually is behind the scenes doing his thing in production as well. So he's still watching. He's still here. He can still see chat. So give him a shout out.
Yeah, Cisco's kind of had a hard
If I buy Exo Cross, will my hair grow back?
Yeah. No. No, I made that up.
I don't think hair will grow back, but the metaphorical hair of life will, because you'll be so lively playing Exo Cross.
So this is one of the newer environments that is part of the second championship.
Yeah.
The farther you go along in the championship mode, it starts to mix and match environments and tracks. This one's got a lot more to it. It's not just left-right, so obviously you have this jump into a hairpin. You've got some raised areas and parts of the track. Like right here, you'll see this berm on the right side.
Oh,
So I'm going to go up there, tap the handbrake, kind of let the car
the
come down.
ramps are tough. Like, they don't like me. How are
Yeah.
you managing?
Yeah, you got to kind of get used to it. Some of them are made for I said this yesterday, every track here can be done in forward or reverse, and a lot of racing games, it feels like once you go to the reverse layout, it's not built for that. ExoCross has got ramps and berms and obstacles that make the track feel makes the track feel fun going in both directions. So it's not just shoehorned into part of it. And obviously the tracks do get longer and more detailed and more complicated the further you get onto the game.
Yeah. Chad's having so much fun with this. If I buy Exo Cross, will I? Like, which I feel like should just be a whole Twitter thread as well. But
Tweet at Exo Cross game. I'm sure they'll love that.
yeah. So
Someone says
I'm
it's
just
gonna
going
get
to
a lot
scroll through
worse.
these. Obviously, I have no idea how Exo Cross will fix your marriage. But I mean,
Can't hurt.
okay. All right, cool. We also see if I buy Exo Cross, will it give us that drift card? I could actually say no. Will Keenan give us that drift card? Keenan, you could actually say probably no.
It's absolutely not. If you looked at my bank account, you would realize that's not monetarily possible.
And then we have if I buy Exo Cross, will it fill the emptiness in my soul? And actually, to that one, I would say yes, potentially. I mean, you could have fun playing it, talking to your friends about playing the game. It could be very joyous to the soul. So have fun with that. Honestly, Keenan, it's been so great to watch you completely flip.
Listen, just got out of the Olympics, was going for some aerobics, didn't really work out for me. But lesson learned. I talked about this a little bit yesterday too, but you can get really sassy with the track limits and where you choose to take the car. Every challenge is possible to get authors and do just to stay on the racing surface. But if you want to go for leaderboard times, we're really looking where you can cut and where you can't cut. It's very rally-esque in that regard.
Yeah.
So you can kind of get creative with, I'm going to cut the track here. I'm going to use the banking here. I was only be able to talk about it yesterday, not actually show it, so we can actually show that today. Just a little bit too quick in there.
Can I take the track limits for a nice dinner?
Saturn, who let you out of your house today?
I love that.
Unreal.
I love that as well. I will say that, it's been so great to be here with you, just to experience all of the frustrations that you're having right now. My time is almost up, which is crazy to think.
Yeah, you got a busy schedule here this week.
Well, Canadians, we keep it busy, right?
Well, I mean, might as well be. We're down here in the land of the Dunkin' Donuts, and I got in trouble for that, and I'm just trying to make good now. Make Michael Conti happy, and specifically Michael Conti. That's it.
I know. I keep hearing about it. I keep hearing
It's like
about
Tim Hortons,
Dunkin'.
but not as good. But it's better, but also worse.
It's not Tim Hortons. I would say everything is bigger at Dunkin'.
That is true. I did get a large coffee today and ended up walking out with a bucket.
Yeah, it's bigger. That's one of the things that I'm always amazed at, the size of everything here.
Oh,
like
yeah.
food-wise.
Yeah. We're very similar in a lot of aspects. And
Yeah.
there's the joke. Anybody who's sticking around from Crandon, it's here, just not at all, as it turns out. I like donut. Yeah, Paul.
Yeah.
Forgot Paul from yesterday. That was very funny.
I like donuts.
Yeah,
I like donuts.
after the main show. Yeah, that's how he talks.
Yeah.
After the show yesterday, we had Paul on just in Discord hanging out, and someone asked what kind of donuts he liked. He was like, "I like donuts," which I think was the correct answer.
All of them.
Yeah, the ones that are
Every single
specifically in
donut.
front of me right now.
if you're in the land of Exo Cross, donuts is the only thing you eat. That may not be true. That's probably not true.
So you'll see, too, compared to yesterday when we ran the championship yesterday, you got some different drivers. The AI kind of get a little bit harder. They are a little bit less ecstatic with being treated poorly. Use the ramp there. This is the first time you're going to see asphalt in the game as kind of a surface, too, and you do feel it. Because it is a dirt vehicle with dirt tires, the wheels kind of spin a little bit more on the asphalt. And that's something you could use to your advantage or disadvantage. It just depends on how you want to tackle the track.
But, you know, I'm just looking at this. Like, you got Saturn. Is that Saturn back there? But this is such a beautiful track. And honestly, I can't wait to explore the world of ExoCross myself.
It is a super beautiful game. And again, the lore and the story that was built into it to get into it is really fun. But it was nice having you here, Camille. I know I think you got to step out, but it was a very unexpected and pleasant surprise. And
Yeah.
good luck with what you're here for, and good luck with the rest of Coke Series at the end of the
Yeah.
year.
Thank you so much, and thank you, chat, for being here along the ride. I hope you're able to check out the Coke Series as well if you have not before. And I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be watching you, Keenan, and cheering you on, of course. So.
Thank you. All right, so we go from one friend to another. So Camille's going to have to step away, but we have the legend himself, Mr. Flatbrim. Paul Smith is in the booth with us. Paul, how are you doing?
I'm sorry you said legend and then you said my name. Legend, maybe. Yeah, it's great to be here and on the ExoCross stream. It's looking a fun game. I'll be honest, I've not got the game yet,
Okay.
so I need to speak to some people I think sometime and pay money for the game because that's what everybody should do.
See, I think I'm trying to think.
It's looking a fun game though. To be fair.
It's a blast. Even if you want to just do the challenges and time trial it and race against your friends, me and a couple friends from Discord got very competitive with the special events as well, which I'm hoping we'll get a chance to check out before the end of the week. But even just doing the championships and feeling the progression and stuff, as a racing game fan first and a sim racing fan second, it's been a riot.
I like Saturn in the chat there. Is it me or is Paul British? Very.
Do you not know an Italian accent? when
Very
you hear it?
British.
Come on. Italy is like your favorite place, right? You were talking about that yesterday.
So we've had two Canadians.
Yep.
A British person.
Yep.
American. It's a whole smorgasbord of the Atlantic, and of course from Chicago, Illinois. We have had Cisco Scaramuza on. I cannot forget that.
Look in your eyes. What do you see? Cisco currently doesn't have a working PC. that was his. We got into the office this morning, and Cisco looked Drew in the eye and went, "My pewter blowed up." So that was a good way for him to start his day.
I had the scary thing before a broadcast on Tuesday of having to do a BIOS flash because I'm one of the lucky people who's got a certain chip manufacturer's 13th and 14th gen chip.
Lucky?
So, yeah.
What flavor? Is it Doritos or?
Well, first of all,
sorry, they call them crisps where you live. I apologize.
yes, I was going to say the crisps are not chips where I'm from.
It's culture, Paul.
I mean, it depends because like, for example, the blue flavor over here. It depends on which brand of crisps that you have as well, because it can either be cheese and onion or it can be salt and vinegar. It's really complex. Why can't people just stay to set colours?
When I came here for the first time, I'm a big salt and vinegar fan, and I just grabbed the first green bag that I found, and it was sour cream and onion. I was like, what?
Yeah.
It was very confusing. Walkers? Ugh.
Other brands of crisps and or chips are available.
I got yelled at for not putting the game on extreme, so we're gonna fix that. I didn't bother to change the difficulty before we started, so there we go. There we go. Now we face the true. There we go. Well, I mean, we'll see. I was told to put the game on extreme, totally forgot. I had that thought in the second race, so hopefully we're gonna be. Yeah, because I would have blasted past the first. Yeah, here we
You
go.
see, what we're doing is function testing, aren't we? We're showing people all the different functionality. So if you're finding the game a little bit easy, then you can just change mid-championship and step it up a level in difficulty. That's the beauty of this game.
I have played through that's tires. I have played through this game before, but I did play it on hard. I didn't have the heart to play it on extreme. I did a couple races on extreme. Hello! Ripping the top, World of Outlaws. Pre-order now, worldofoutlaws.game.com. It almost worked.
It was a good effort.
Yeah, we got there. We got there in the end. I thought that was going to bring me all the way to the lead. But that's kind of, again, something that I really love about Exo Cross is they give you a little bit of breathing room with the track limits. You're not really limited. You see these like little chevrons. You're not limited to stay within there. If you really push it and try to go for really big track cuts, there is like, I don't know how to describe it from a traditional video game perspective, a kill barrier. But yeah. So if I just kind of go off to the right here, like, excuse me, sir, I believe you're lost. But if you want to cut the corner and really push your limits, you can absolutely do that.
Well, as the arbiter of strict track limits, I'm currently winning.
Parker Clearman? That was a joke for two people. It was not.
Joke for two people, and it's just us in this room right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic. It hit with somebody. He just is not currently mic'd up. That's fine. That's all I wanted.
But yeah, it's like I said, looks a really fun game, and I see. I didn't know what to expect from it. I'll be honest with Exo Cross. I think it was a case of it's a bit of a different concept. It reminds me of some other games from gaming past that I've played that were racing games, and I'm getting some good vibes about this.
Yeah. With the initial preview, oh, I forgot where I was going. With the initial preview and all the press that I saw before the game released, was very, it's going to be a futuristic racer a la, Wipeout or F-Zero, or it's going to be a car combat racer. It's neither. It's a really solid off-road racing game. Obviously, we're on tarmac right now, so I sound a little bit silly. With a cool world that they've built, which is, I love that. I think more racing games in a modern age need cool world building. It's usually just like, hey, here's an event, let's go race. But a lot of games, and we'll get to talk to Paul Coleman about this tomorrow, it's projects he's worked on, where they do, it is just go race, but there's stuff in that they've built around it, whether that's a story, cutscenes, set pieces, what have you, that kind of put you in the world, and having all these different drivers to race against, the cutscenes when you move up into different disciplines, make you feel like you are part of this, half sim racing, half real racing, space racing championship in the future.
And I think, that, with these sorts of games as well, it's not just about hardcore simulation for me for racing. I want something that I can pick up that's fun to play. And by the way, I'm not getting told any lines or anything like that. This is all my own thoughts. I just think that, pick up a game that I can just get into, race, have a nice relaxed time, although if it's me racing then it's really stressful because I'm usually terrible at racing, hence why I do the talking. But yeah, I something like this just makes me relaxed and just want to pick up a game and just drive for a bit, and yeah, why not get this one. I did have in my ear, by the way, Cisco was in my ear, and he asked me what happened the last time I was on an off-road broadcast. Well, the last time I was on an off-road broadcast racing, I had Zach Campbell threaten to cause car damage to me in Rallycross. Kind of like that, Keenan.
Oh, no! Didn't happen. I don't know what you're talking about. In the future, we have the power of time travel as well.
Yes.
Was that the race, Paul, that you commentated and drove at the same time?
Yes.
I remember this.
Well, so that was the one at Sonoma.
Yep.
That I last did. That.
Oh, I was chasing you the whole time.
The time before that,
I remember
time
this.
I mean, the time before that was at Barcelona where I won my heat. You know, just saying.
Yes, because you didn't have me in your ear. That's why. That's why.
But you know, the fact that you were chasing me whilst I was commentating and driving. I mean, come on, you only had to concentrate on the racing part.
You are 100% right, and I mean, I do stream and race at the same time, but commentating and racing is two different. I'm gonna go this way. Having a nap? Okay. It's two very different things. And like I don't know how you were at that pace able to talk about not only your race, but what was going on in the race, people in front of you, people behind you, and still trying to focus on hitting your marks. That's crazy. That's why I was just trying to throw that extra curveball in so I could try to make it interesting for you.
Well, the thing is about that race in particular is that I wasn't challenging any apexes at all. I missed them all. I paid for the track. I wanted to use as much of it as possible.
It's Sonoma. It's fun to do that there.
But, I mean, off-road racing in iRacing just in general is fun. I've only raced the trucks a few times in both the Pro 2 and Pro 4. So I do need to do a bit more of that, to be honest. But I like my rallycross. I like the TCR. That's what I am.
I mean, that was my start for off-road. Chris invited me out for All-Stars saying, hey, you're into drifting. This is not the same thing, but let's pretend it is. So come out and do some rallycross. So that was the first time I had done dirt in iRacing, and then went from the rally car to the truck. And we saw Quentin DeLomo today. Obviously, he didn't have the race he was looking for. He had a little bit of bad luck, but he's a stud in the rally cars, and he's picked up the Pro 4 truck. A lot of the same stuff transfers over. It's just the style of racing, and the tracks they're different because it's not mixed surface, and you have a little bit more room to breathe, I think, on a short course.
Have you ever run rallycross cars around Crandon?
Oh yeah. Oh,
it's
yeah.
so much fun.
One of my favorite things to do and host it is rallycross cars at Crandon. You could do that with Chris Leone smiling somewhere. But Yes2 Motorsport usually does a lot of endurance races on like Crandon and Buck River, and they'll have multiple classes. So usually a rallycross class, a rally car class somewhere.
You see, the problem with that series is it operates far too late in the evening.
Oh, God, yeah. It's at like 9 o'clock Eastern. Hello? You turned.
Well, that's a weird mushroom.
Yeah, they usually tend to be. Space mushrooms aren't usually that healthy. I got left hooked. Those are action sentimental. Almost said
well,
action
it's a physical sport. It's a physical sport, is this?
That is true. That was fun to watch Camille kind of go from. Obviously, there's contact in.
Oh, there's the
he's fine. He'll be in Rush Hour 3. But go from something that's oval racing, which is there's still contact, but it's not as I don't think it's as friendly. Even in rallycross, it's kind of a foregone conclusion of if you're in a race that's everyone's running competitive times, you're going to get hit at some point.
Oh, is that where I'm going wrong? I'm not running competitive time.
You're too nice for your own good, I think. Paul Smith is everybody's friend. Paul Smith starts to be everybody's enemy.
No, I can't do that. It's not in my nature.
I don't know, man. You're British. You guys seem to be pretty good at that.
Look, we apologized, okay?
That's our job. That's what we do. We're the apologized people. Not anymore.
No.
We signed something about that, and we're good. We're free and independent on paper, maybe.
King Charles III is still the head of state, though.
All right.
Part of the Commonwealth.
All right. Listen, once Chuck wants to send me a couple $100, then I'll start recognizing that. All right. Mr. Chuck, that's his name now. I've decided today.
So, interesting story about the king. King Charles, that is, not Elvis.
This broadcast has changed tone very quickly.
Well, no, I'm going to take it to sim racing here because my former team boss at Team Mad, he was working on a hydroelectric project up at the Balmoral estate up in Scotland, and he was in the cabin because he was the site manager, and he gets a phone call from the person who oversees their projects, and he goes, "Oh, are you on site right now?" And he goes, "Yeah, I am. Why?" "Oh, at the time, Prince Charles wants to come and have a visit." "Oh, okay. When?" He's heading his way now, so it'll be about 10 minutes.
How do you prepare for that?
Well, he basically just was like, "Well, I'll show him around the site," and basically, every so often, the now King, then Prince, would come and visit, and eventually, Dave got invited to the summertime ball. So you had the Queen there, you had Prince Philip there, you had all of them there for the summertime ball, and he's there just because he's friendly to Charles and really got on with them.
No!
I'm gonna have to mark you down. No, I'm gonna have to mark you down for that. That's a 5.1.
You think I'm getting protested for that rejoin? Nim, everyone gets one, right? I've never got. In my 10 years of iRacing, I've never got one warning for that. So
I've never been protested. Well, I might have been protested, but I've never been found guilty of anything. I did once T-bone Nim though in a race. And Cisco Scaramuza will remember this because it was when we had I had the pleasure of racing in a series of races that we had where it was basically a bunch of broadcasters it was bragging rights as it was called. A bunch of broadcasters trying to see who was the best racer, and some of the iRacing staff were invited, including Nim, who I T-boned. And went sheepishly onto the voice chat and just went, "Sorry, Nim."
That's one of those you get banned and there was no protest submitted. The email's just like, that's what you get.
Yeah, you know how you get a nice formal email and things like that. I wouldn't. It was just, you know what you did.
So, we obviously, I've cranked up the difficulty here, but we're in the Orion, which is a step up from the 1500 with the beginner car. You're going to see, I mean, I hope you can, I can feel it. I hope you can see it on the broadcast side. We're sliding around a lot more. You're not as reliant on boost. You can almost go a half lap or whatever with boost. The boost, you're making a lot of power now. So it's not as just like, I just want to go faster. If you're sideways, you're going to get way more wheel spin. You won't accelerate. If you're in a high-speed corner and you do have grip, and then you start boosting, then it'll break loose. So this is where it kind of is starting to get you ready for that top level and get you acclimated, which, again, I think I touched on it a little bit before we got into this championship, of every car kind of being a logical stepping stone into the next one, but still feeling completely different in its own regard.
Yeah, you want that variation, don't you? You want, and I'm glad that they've got that in this.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like the same thing, but faster. It definitely feels totally different. They look similar, they feel different.
And just when you think...
Oh, no! Stole my lunch money.
Fifth place, it's fine. We'll come back and we'll take them on.
After doing a cartwheel, I'll take that. That's fine.
Yeah. But it's just when you get nice and comfortable with one car and you step up to the next car, it's, I've got to change how I drive now. I've got to change how I'm running here.
Yeah, it's very similar to put it into terms that I think you can kind of understand. It's like going from the Beetle Light to the supercars. It's like they may look the same, but they're totally different beasts in how they drive and what you can and can't get away with. It definitely prepares you for it, but it's not quite the same thing. You're not going to be up to speed immediately. As you see here, I'm going to have some trouble on this one.
You're letting them all get away there, mate.
I can't really cheese the track limits here, and usually the AI, even on hard, are pretty intense here at Speed Ring. See if I can go for the move on the inside. El Toro is not my friend. I drove over him in the last race. Ooh, I'm going whether you guys like it or not.
Oh, that is very brave. Oh, yeah.
How have I ended up here?
Course.
I'm in a whole other planet. I'm in a parking garage. You know, that planet nobody lives on, apparently they still park. Excellent. At typical human race, we had to abandon cars on our planet because of environmental issues and immediately made a parking lot on the new planet. This game's more realistic than I thought.
Well, you know, the pay paradise and put in a parking lot.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Amazing. Yeah, what you don't see on the run-up show is it's actually karaoke hour after this. I made that up. We're not doing that. Please, no.
Oh, you see now, if we did karaoke, I would be out. Nobody wants to hear that.
Oh, I got
maybe just keep it to our actual. Oh dear.
But this is what I mean.
Oh, nice. 360 no scope.
This is what I mean. You can play the game on medium and kind of buzz. Well, like depending on your skill level, I can play the game on medium and buzz through it, no problem. Even hard. Oh, is that a car? That is a car. Even on hard, it was a challenge, but within a lap or so, I'm in the lead. On extreme now, this is a genuine challenge, and if I was at home without 8 cameras and a bunch of people watching, I'd probably be trying this over and over and over and over and over again just to be able to win every race, which is, I think, where ExoCross kind of shines. If you go into it, that's just like I want to challenge myself and get better at this game, is where I've had the most fun with it. Again, it is something that you saw Camille pick it up and play it with no real issues. Was getting golds and silver medals on some of the challenges. But if you get comfortable quickly, then absolutely crank that difficulty up and you'll be rewarded for it, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I have noticed here, and it must be the Canadian in you to do this, but I'm spotting that we're in kilometers an hour, not in freedom unit.
This is how, when I turned the game on, it was in kilometers an hour, and I was too scared to change it to miles. I'm weird where every game, because I'm from Canada, every game that I grew up playing was just the American version, so I learned miles an hour before kilometers an hour. So I was 6 years old, knew what like 160 meant, 180 meant, and then I started driving. So now I know up to about 160 kilometers an hour, and then after that they're just numbers. So it's weird. Some American friends today that are the exact opposite. Very strange.
You see, the problem is for us in Britain, we are in that weird in-between place where we adopted some of the metric system, but not all of it. And so you'll have weight in grams and kilograms up to a point, and then it'll be in stone. Or you'll have a football pitch now is 100 meters long, but a distance on the road is in miles and miles per hour. Oh my goodness!
There we go. I had a hat there for a second. It was a risky game and it paid off.
So I'm in that weird spot where I can go either or, kilometers, miles. It's all good.
Are you guys leaders people out there?
Yes.
Leaders?
so for fuel at a fuel station, or petrol station as we call it, it is litres, sold in litres. But then, if you want to know how fuel efficient your car is, we go miles per gallon.
Yep. Yep.
And that's a British gallon, which is more than an American gallon. An American gallon is smaller than a British gallon.
You see you thought all gallons were created equal, but then you look at British gallons and American gallons, you see that statement is not true. Come on! Nope.
You can do it.
My boost early.
Close. Getting closer.
Yeah, and hey.
Impressive. You had what it takes to get through the second tier of ExoCross. Only the fastest cars, toughest drivers, and most challenging tracks remain.
And that is something, too, that you have the difficulty that you can scale, but even within that, it will get harder and harder and harder in terms of the drivers, and like they said in the cutscene, the tracks. So if you look for the Vulcan, a lot of these are fairly simple, but if we just go to the Titan, this is a marathon, but a lot of these tracks are a lot more complicated. Speaking of which, I think this is one of the features of ExoCross that I love the most. Obviously, you can go do challenges and time trials and race your friends, but special events are specifically curated for a certain time period, and it's basically just a time trial for that time period. There are different layouts of the tracks. I thought they would just be a couple corners from a couple tracks, just like a challenge here. No. So this one will be, I don't know if it's out yet or will be out in a week or two. So this is live right now. It's Catwalk Override. And you'll note that it looks familiar, but not familiar at all, because we're going right skyward here. And hit the handbrake. Oh my god, we're good.
Oh, nice.
That was terrifying. And then welcome to Rainbow Road, as Cisco called it. Where if you're off here, it's game over. Oh, well.
I believe that's what's known in the business as suboptimal.
Yeah, don't really want to be Beyblading, I don't think. That's not really good for the motion sickness. And I haven't done the second one. Obviously, we've been traveling and getting ready for this, but I did the first special event. And it's cool to see the top times and what really, really good players find. Because these aren't, obviously, racing layouts that you'll find in the challenges or the career. I'm not going to go for that. But they're specially made for this, so people will find cuts and exploits. It's very speedrunner-esque, which is kind of fun to watch.
What I'm liking as well is that you can distinctly tell the difference in grip levels between the different surfaces.
Oh, yeah.
So,
even if you run over water, you feel that.
Yeah. And so like this is super slick because it's a big metal girder. It is what it is, and that's the sky again.
So what's the grip level on the sky? Not great, producer Cisco. Thanks for chiming in there. Really appreciate it. But what do we like to be playing iRacing on a controller now? I know. Again, I feel like a broken record for mentioning this. Whatever mode of playing that you have at home, controller, keyboard and mouse, wheel, ExoCross is a riot on everything. I've seen people run top leaderboard times on keyboard and mouse. Obviously, playing on the controller right now, which if you're on console, will probably be your preferred method. I was too timid. I'm going one more. It'd be your preferred method on a console more than likely. But I played through the whole game on a wheel, and I had a great time. It's one of those, it's very rare where you find a game that you can be competitive on any input and have a good time on any input.
I will say, touching on that comment about racing on iRacing with a controller, I used to race against somebody in a private championship that raced with a controller, and he was super competitive with it as well. It was incredible what you could do.
Okay, well, another half an hour, I think I can get that goal time. I think it's just too squarely over the catwalk there. But again, ExoCross, go pick it up right now on wherever good video games are sold. ExoCross.com. We talked about it a little bit earlier. If you were here for some World of Outlaws stuff, I think tomorrow is going to really be actually a good day for either Exo or Woo tomorrow, talking to both devs. So if you want to ask some ExoCross questions, tomorrow we'll be talking to Paul Coleman. That's going to be awesome. And then talking to get Matt Lewis again tomorrow with some more World of Outlaws, getting into the career stuff as well. But as I said, and if you want to pick that up, it's up to September 17th, worldofoutlaws.game.com. You can pre-order right now. Yeah, so for somebody who has not really seen anything outside of trailers for ExoCross, Paul, what are we thinking? How are we feeling?
It's looking a fun game. I want to get my hands on it and give it a go myself. I'll probably, I've got the wheel here, but I'll probably use my controller as well.
It's fun for both.
Doing that. Yeah.
And if you've been watching, we're actually giving away some codes for ExoCross today. I think we're giving away 2 codes per day. So if you're not lucky enough today, if you're not lucky enough today, tune in tomorrow. You'll have a chance to win one tomorrow.
And what we got tomorrow then, Keenan?
So tomorrow, again, we've shown some Crandon already. We had our race today. We had our race yesterday. We're going to show 2 races tomorrow, and we're running out of opportunity to fill in gaps on the Super Session. So tomorrow you're going to see 2 very competitive races, and those will be your last opportunity to race your way into the Super Sessions on Saturday. So you thought the racing was gnarly before, it's only going to get better from here.
Yeah, it's going to be thrilling to watch that one, so make sure you do tune into those broadcasts tomorrow as well for that. But I've had some fun just popping in saying hello to everyone, and it looks like you've had a lot of fun as well, Keenan.
It's been a blast, especially talking to you. I haven't seen Camille in years, so that was fun. Going back over our history together and how we've both kind of grown as members. But, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. If you still want to hang out, I think we should be live on twitch.tv/Aerotech for a bit of a post show in about 5-10 minutes. Oh, not today. I was told today. So that will be tomorrow. We'll do a bigger one tomorrow. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Thanks for hanging out with us. And we'll have more ExoCross, more World of Outlaws, and more Crandon Championship tomorrow night, or tomorrow morning and tomorrow night. So we'll see you on Friday. Take care, and we'll see you next time.